Welcome everybody to our latest session of the Restoration of Cariele. As usual, we'll do a quick recap of what occurred last week, and then we'll get started with tonight's session. So team, you'll likely recall, when we picked up last week, you guys were in the middle of exploring this house. You had just barely got into this house as you were exploring the outskirts of it and trying to decide exactly how to approach this interesting environment. You guys are coming here primarily because this is where Lord Tannen's nephew, Blade, was supposed to drop off Celine's not-so-conscious body in an effort to win him the favor once he eventually was able to recover her. Obviously, he would know exactly where she was, being that he had been the one who had put her there. So with that underway, you guys were exploring, and you had spotted these statues. And when we picked up the session, you guys had just gotten into battle with these statues, or at least one of them, as it had this sort of face that emanated on it, and it spoke, and then you guys realized you were in a bit of danger. So as the statues animated and struck out, they seem to be mostly gunning for Celine. You get the impression that this is likely related to the fact that the expectation was that it was Celine that was going to be here. And so with the statues kind of slamming around into you guys, flying, doing what they could, we had Gordon using some dispel magic spells in order to freeze them in place. But otherwise, it was good old-fashioned beat and slash and stomp on the creatures until you had disabled them. With them disabled, and during that battle, you had discovered that there was this kind of very impressive-looking cat that was in the house as well. It seems like it had come down the stairs, and then you kind of lost sight of it as a group. So as you guys defeated the statues and then started making your way up the stairs, eventually, as some of you were already up the stairs and some of you were not, I believe it was Gordon was able to catch a glance of something off in the corner cell on the first floor and decided to loop back around, kind of approach it more closely, whereupon he discovered that the cat was holding itself against the wall, trying to make itself as small as possible and not be detected, but eventually it was, of course. And then most surprisingly, the cat was actually able to speak. And the cat pretty quickly tried to make its way out of the house as the rest of the team was making their way up to the next floor. Now, while the team was up on the next floor, they found sort of like this attic, and there was some spilled liquid and things on the ground. There was the barrels and crates and those types of items in this area as well. And then the team pretty quickly found themselves being assaulted from across the way as the door opened and a woman dressed in some very gothic type attire was attacking the party with some blast of energy as well as with some spells. The party did what they could, trying to track her down, but eventually, as Serena backed her into a room, and she was then cornered by both Serena and Tabard, she used some magic, just motioning with her hands real quickly and uttering a quick phrase, and then the team found her gone. She had vanished as a door sprung up and she stepped through it. The team then consulted with Celine, who suspected that this was the Dimension Door spell. So the team then started making their way back, and before too long, the previously dispelled statues were knocked on essentially inert for a minute. They started making their way up the stairs, and the party resumed the battle with those creatures. Eventually, the team was able to defeat those creatures as well, and then use some good old labor here to pull the massive statues out of the way, to make sure they weren't blocking the terrain any longer. With that complete, the team then started scouting out some more of the house, seeing what they could find, also speaking with the cat. The team eventually was able to learn that the cat's name was Anise, and the cat explained that she was in this area and she has sort of claimed this house since it was no longer being used by humans. And she said she had heard some strange things in it, and she is a good climber and will make her way through the various chimneys and things of the house. So after explaining a little bit, also, the cat was determined to have a little bit of magic as well, as cat was able to use a Cure Wounds spell on Celine. The team then moved into the house a bit more, where the cat, Anise, had explained that she had heard the sounds of movement from the other side of the chimney, As the team kind of made their way into this area, they found an old tattered library with another door leading to the southeast. The team decided to kind of carefully listen, and they heard the sounds of like movement essentially from nearby, and eventually decided to open the door, whereupon they discovered this same woman that they had battled in the attic. So as the team engaged her in combat, she rolled an atrociously lower initiative score, putting her all the way at the bottom, which gave everybody a chance to come in and get a smack upon her. And then lastly, Gordon was able to drop a hold person spell on her, which she failed. That locked her in place. However, it turned out she was not the only threat here, as that red blood stain that some members of the team had spotted out in the hallway, it seemingly sloshed through the ground from the room to the north, entering into this room and taking to battle with our player characters. It wasn't a simple bloodstain at first, it was some kind of animated ooze. The creature struck out, primarily going after Celine, and seemed to have a really good chance of killing her. But luckily, Celine had some magic and some abilities up her sleeve, primarily that portent ability that made it impossible for the creature to actually hit her. So with enough extra damage dealt, the team was able to destroy this ooze, and then discovered a secret door in that room as Blixel had sort of stumbled to it. The team then opened it, and going inside, noticed this very crude kind of drawing in charcoal on the wood wall, and it showed sort of these fruits hanging off the tree in charcoal. And before too long, the team was able to determine that this was like a rudimentary spell book of sorts, and that these 3 spells were essentially for the taking. So the team then decided to divide those up amongst 3 different characters. I believe Gordon, Celine, and Blixel, if I remember correctly, all took one. And the team then decided to check out the cat once again, and he's explained a little bit more about the house and her surroundings, and told the team that something interesting happens if you play a key on the piano. And so she went back into the house and played it, and sure enough, from the ceiling descended a spiral staircase. And Cavern decided to climb that spiral staircase, finding him outside, up on this elevated area. I believe Gordon also climbed up after him as well, though there didn't seem to be a whole lot of interest here. But Cavern was not willing to just give up at that, so he decided to kind of really scope out this area a bit more, and eventually was able to spot, surprisingly, a small gem that seemed to be tucked in the area where 2 of the roofs sort of met together. So he was able to climb out carefully, sliding down and then climbing back up over to this area and pluck this gem out of this corner area. It was a smaller, sort of pinkish gem, but certainly out of the ordinary in this place. Who knows exactly why it was here? And with that, we ended our session for the night. So team, that's my quick recap. Anything I missed, anybody would like to add? Okay, hearing nothing, it sounds like everybody is good to go. So team, let's get you guys back over to that map.
Quick mic check.
Howdy, we hear you.
Cool.
All right, so you guys are back on screen. Let me go ahead and dish out a card for everybody, and feel free to decide what you'd like to do next.
Hey, Adam, I'm going to go down the stairs.
Okay, you make your way down the stairs back to the main level. Let me go ahead and zoom you on over there.
Hey, Blixel, you know any songs on the piano? Oh, what else does this piano do?
I mean, I can probably figure it out. Piano's sort of like a drum.
Oh, yeah. I don't know, play us something. Maybe there's more notes or chords.
Okay.
What could go wrong?
Blixel will try to play a song on the piano.
All right, you notice a niece sitting on the piano, and as you kind of get close to it and begin keying in some of the keys, she hops off and slams on the ground. Throw me a blind check, look. So are you just kind of like teetering around here, or are you trying to make something that actually sounds good?
He's trying to make something that sounds good.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, it's you don't know if it's your lack of familiarity with this particular piano or something with the piano itself. It doesn't come out as good as you think. In fact, it's almost like a funeral dirge kind of sound. Even though the keys that you're hitting certainly should be like that, it's quite a bit unsettling, maybe even demoralizing, perhaps. Blixel, why don't you go ahead and play your card?
God.
Starting off strong.
There's no way there could be as many as last time, though, right? Right? All right, this is the other guy's card. Each group member loses 1 unspent hero point.
This piano was tuned to necromancy. It's no good.
What is it again? I missed it when I.
You lose 1 unspent hero point. So however many hero points you have now, if it's greater than 0, reduce it by 1.
Haha, I'm at 0.
I've lost all my heroic thoughts for the day. That was horrible.
I'm telling. No, it's the piano. I'm telling you.
I'd stick to drums if I were you.
I think it's very odd if someone's leaving a house. I mean, you know, looks almost abandoned and everything. Why would they leave a piano behind? Why don't you take a look? Let's look under the hood, so to speak.
All right.
Adam, I'm going to lift up the. I'm going to try to look at the strings or whatever's in the piano, the innards.
Sure, go ahead and give me a blind check. So the piano is quite heavy, but you do the best you can, kind of lifting and bearing its weight, kind of poking around, seeing if you can find anything out of the ordinary. But no, it seems to be a fairly typical piano.
I mean the top of it where you can see the keys and everything underneath.
It's not designed where it's easily accessible. You think like this is something where maybe only like an expert craftsman would be able to do this. As you're
Okay.
kind of examining the outsides of it, you do notice that there's like a slot. You almost get the impression maybe a specialized key would be used for this, but it just gives you the impression again like some highly trained craftsman probably has this locked up for only they can.
Fair. Thanks.
Well, can it be picked? Ever? Do you think we could smash it open, or?
Well, maybe so. I mean, but I don't know if we want to try to smash it if it opens up the top there. I mean, that's a good selling point for a real estate agent. You know, push this here. And I mean, if we break it, nobody will be able to get on top.
Well, I mean, it's like a lock, Adam, like a thieves' tools check kind of thing.
Potentially, it looks like a specialized lock, so you would think that this might be difficult to pick, but not impossible.
All right. Who's got the thieves' tools? Right here. No one? You mean there's not one lock picker in the group?
And there was.
I look around awkwardly. Ah.
No, I'm a holy man.
Well, fine. I don't think I can knock it. I'd knock it if I could.
What, did you guys want to go ahead and take a look at the rest of the house? Is that what we're planning? But, Elise, are you still going to live here once we leave? What's your plans, kitty cat?
Oh, yes. Everybody's gone, then this will be a nice place to live again.
What are you gonna do for like food and stuff like that?
There's food if you know to look, especially out in the yard. So many tasty morsels run on by.
Have you always been able to talk?
As long as I can remember.
Huh. Have you always lived in this city?
Oh, not always, but that really strains the memory. I didn't always live here. But I don't remember where exactly. I remember certain things, like images and things that come to mind, but it's just brief, like candles and taverns and men in really long robes. But other than that, it's mostly just faded.
Oh, robed men, eh?
He purrs in response.
Do you want to look into your past at all, or you're not that curious?
I was always told that curiosity could be very dangerous.
That's true.
You
That's
do
true.
you do lack a certain bit of curiosity that I'm used to in a cat.
Well, I see that you were able to help my friend and heal. So we very much appreciate that. We're happy to have removed this foul woman from your house.
As much as is possible to notice on a cat's face, you get a little bit of like a human-like smile, and you see her tail switches back and forth.
Adam, is the
Yeah.
cat wearing a collar?
The cat is wearing a collar.
Can I use insight to just know for like this is not a cat. This is a person. So can I use insight to see if I can confirm that in myself?
I mean, I'll give you a check. I can't tell you for sure you can use this as like radar or anything like that. So what I can tell you based on that check is you know this is not a regular cat. It's clearly not a house cat, but what other it could be, it's hard to say. Could it be like a transformed humanoid into a cat form? Sure, it's possible. But you know there are a lot of magical things in the world, so pinning it down to one thing is difficult.
Blixel is gonna pop his divine sense
Okay, and you're looking
to see if
specifically at Anise?
yeah.
Yep, she does not register. However, unlock the tokens for a moment while I do a quick measurement.
Uh
60 feet. No, nothing registered.
Yeah, Anise, you don't seem like you've always been a cat. Is it possible that you were actually a human who magically was turned into this cat? Does that seem strange to hear?
Or that collar's magical. That's a pretty looking collar you got there. Who put the collar on you, kitty?
See if she spins around. Oh no. I've been a cat for as long as I know. I've never been a person. That would be silly. Oh, this collar? I remember I had it for a long time. Same as the men with the robes. I think they gave it to me. I see you're very confused, but I can tell you I wasn't the only cat where I came from. I remember I had a friend, too. Don't remember his name, but he had like smoky gray fur.
I'm gonna kneel down and I'm assuming it's a house-sized cat. And see if she'll let me pet her.
As you kind of kneel down, you see she kind of backs up a bit. You can see her butt's right by the chimney now, and you get this impression almost like she's getting ready to pull.
All right, no, I'm not gonna hurt you. I just wanted to, just see what's going on. Well, thank you for your help.
You see she's still kind of a little bit tensing, a little moving backwards slowly. Just, oh, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for clearing out the house.
And the intention here, if I can't pet her, I want to get a good look at that object that is around her neck in case I want to locate that object. Wink, wink. In the future. I don't know if this is enough to
I
qualify.
forget the specifics of the spell, but if it just says you have to have seen it sometime, then sure, you've definitely seen it.
Okay. Yeah, that was my intent. Seeing if I could touch the cat and also know that necklace. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna, I guess, look around. There's some few doors up there in the hallway that are challenging.
Yeah, are there any other dangerous rooms in this house?
I don't go in most of the rooms. I keep to the chimneys where I can easily go from one floor to the next. It's safer that way. But, I think I remember I heard something sometime to the north, but it sounded strange. I can't really explain it. Like singing, maybe.
All right. Well, we'll be right back.
Did somebody already check the north where I am right now through those doors or that door?
I assume so because it's open, but I don't remember.
Did anybody go look in there?
Uh, yeah, I think Livy's right. I think it's like a kitchen or a dining room, and then like the door in the back of that room was also locked.
Well, let's start opening rooms.
Yep, up here, this hallway.
You're making your way out of this room. Those of you with still visibility into that room you just left, you'll notice a niece hops up into the chimney. All right, opening that door there, Cerilia, you notice another room opens up ahead of you. You can see just from your current position what looks like a couple of shelves, like a set of drawers and shelves on that western wall.
Testing 1, 2, 3.
That is working.
There she is.
Yay!
As you get to here, Serena, you think you do hear a sound. It seems to be coming from fairly close by. It does sound almost like singing, but very quiet. You can't make out the words.
Ooh, there's another bard in here. Come on in.
With our luck, it's probably like a toad person or something.
Hello. You have beautiful singing voice. Who's there?
Hey, Adam, what are these? What kind of a room is this?
It looks like a kitchen. So you notice there's a couple tables for prep. You can see on this bottom area that you're looking at right now, Tabard, some what looks to be very old type of like herbs, and you can see various containers. Some of them contain some like dry goods. But yeah, it looks like it's certainly old and nothing that you would want to eat yourself.
They have the double countertops. Very chic.
Is that good?
Yeah, only the fanciest houses have that.
Oh, sweet. I'm going to get that for my house.
Adam, can I search this wall in this area around here to see if there's any hidden doors?
You sure can. Throw me a blind check, please. All right, you spent about a minute or so here, Tyler, looking for any kind of secret doors, levers, anything like that. But other than the shutters that you're standing next to right now, no, doesn't seem to be anything.
Great, thanks.
Yeah, I think I hear it too.
Are we all hearing the singing, or am I going crazy?
If you stop moving and you're all listening carefully, yeah, I would say you can all hear.
We got company. Let's start opening doors.
Can we tell a direction, or is it just kind of all around us?
Feels like it's coming from the west. Serena, as you
watch it
step up
swing.
to this door, you hear the sound a little bit more clearly now. You can just make out the words. It sounds like, "Hushify, don't you cry, go to sleep, little baby."
Wow, good job, Adam.
It's a lullaby, guys.
Well, I'm creeped out.
Okay, I'm gonna open this door, okay?
Yep.
Yeah.
As you're asking this, all right, as you open the door, Serena, you notice in this room, sitting on one of the barrels in the northwest, is a small form. It looks like a small girl. And as she sits there, you notice she has her head down to her knees, her hands kind of folded up to her face. You get the impression almost of like somebody crying or maybe sleeping, and you can hear the words are certainly coming from her. You can see she has fairly long white hair. It looks completely white, and it's just stretched out down her back and then kind of splayed out in the front, very almost tattered, you might say. It doesn't look very thick, almost very wispy.
Nope, I'm out. See you guys later.
What? Who is it? What is it?
I say, hello there. What's your name?
The lullaby quiets for a moment, and you hear, oh, hi.
Does her face lift up when she says that?
Does not.
Alright, guys, I'm out of here. I'll see you later. Creepy.
Have you come here to play?
You can play with Blixel.
Yeah. Do you live here?
Oh, that lady brought me here.
Do you want to be free?
More than anything, you take me back where she brought me from?
Where's that?
Just outside.
Sure. Come on. Come on out.
All right, you'll notice
Leonard.
as you say this, she raises her head, and you notice she has very odd-looking features. I'm going to reveal a portrait to you.
I'm going to also tell the Blixel, any more of those awarenesses you have left?
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. Boom. I guess he'll do Divine Sense, the last one he's got.
Yes, divine sense. So as you say this, you see she hops up off the barrel and she says, "Take me back. The door out north. That's where we came in."
Oh yeah? Well, maybe my friend Serena could help you because I think you two might have some things in common. And Blixel backs up.
I watch how far Blixel backs up and do the same.
What's your name?
She blinks her eyes as she's looking at all of you. And she sees you and she says, "What's my name? What's your name?"
This is a trick. My name's Serena.
Hi, Serena. I'm Twinley.
Nice to meet you. You wanted to go out this door up here?
If you can, I think it's locked.
Oh, it is locked. Can somebody do something about that?
Well, you have someone can smash it. I can't knock it.
I'll
Yeah,
smash it.
I could smash it. You could smash it. I just want to make sure if it's magically sealed or anything like that, or trapped or anything first.
And the front door is unlocked and open. You can just go out that way.
See, she raises her hands up in a gesture of like, pick me up, as she looks at you, Blixel. Will you carry me there? I'm so tired.
No, I'm afraid not. I've been really sick recently. You don't want to catch this cold.
I'll walk with you. Let's go.
See, she reaches her hand out to try to like grab your hand, like you'd walk with a kid holding hand in hand.
I will hold it.
Okay, and she walks very slowly behind you. You can see you have to like really wait for her because every time you take a couple steps, she like slowly takes a step and then another step, and then eventually after 3 steps, it seems to match your 1 step. All right. So with this very little, totally innocent girl in tow, where is it you are trying to take her?
The front door.
What do you think she is, Celine? She's undead.
Feel free to zoom yourself out there if you wish, Serena. I will move her up along beside you.
When they're quite a ways gone, and I'll just whisper to Blixel, I don't know, but this is probably why we shouldn't be going around opening random doors.
Are we rescuing her? Are we setting her loose of the people?
I hope it's the former.
I think she might need to be destroyed.
Just over there, Serena. You see she points to the left.
What's over there?
Where she brought me from.
Oh. Okay. I'll follow you.
All right. She will continue moving at her very slow pace, but she'll lead you around. All right, as she gets to here, her hand's still in your hand here, Serena. Now you see she looks back towards you and she says, "Thank you for leaving me back. I've been so tired. Would you want to play with me for a bit?"
Well, I don't want to wear you out. Maybe you should take a nap and go home.
You see she looks at you almost a little bit sad, but kind of nods a bit. As she does so, I'm going to lock tokens because you notice she starts descending into the earth as though she's just molding into the ground. And shockingly, Serena, you notice your feet doing the same thing. You notice as she is descending, she is suddenly buried completely by the earth, and you are buried up to your waist.
I mean, the moment that starts, I try to let go of her hand. Was I able to do that, or like it didn't really matter?
He's got a pretty hard grip on you, not like in a dangerous way, but yeah, it's like sort of as you realize it's happening, you start to react. You don't have a moment to like break yourself free. I will say, as you're up to your waist in dirt at the moment, you can feel her hand is still connected to your hand. See what you do the first react.
Yeah. Well, I used basically all of my spells to not die last time. So, I mean, there's not a lot I can do here. Can't get into range either. So let's see what I could possibly do. Oops, I didn't mean to click that. Yeah, 30 feet anyway. I guess I will attempt that. So I will go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm going to have to dash to get there, so I will use my action to dash here. Bonus action to cast Sanctuary on Serena wherever she's going. Try to help her in some capacity. I'll spend a higher spell slot to do that. I still have a few left. So I'll deduct that. And then I have 20 more feet, so we're going to back off. 5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay, Serena is Sanctuary. Tabard.
All right, I'm going to. Does the ground around here look like it's misshaped or anything like that, or is just kind of standard?
Yeah, you don't get. I mean, on a passive perception glance, it just looks like normal ground.
All right, I'm going to chance it. Serena, grab onto my warhammer. I'm going to reach my warhammer out and try to pull her up.
What's wrong with your hand?
Yeah, just there's the warhammer.
We're all thinking the same thing. Don't touch her.
So just to clarify, you're holding your hammer out and you're waiting for her to grab it, and then you're trying to basically pull her out that way?
Correct. Yep.
Okay, so that's a little bit, because of like turn order, I guess what I would say is, Serena, are you okay spending your reaction to grab onto Tabard's hammer?
Sure.
Okay, so you burn your action, grasp onto the hammer, and then Tabard, go ahead and throw me an athletics check. You struggle as mightily as you can, Tabard, but it does not free. Serena.
You skip arm day?
Yeah.
Okay, Gordon.
Wow. Maybe it's a total strength number. I don't think I have anything. I've done dispelling.
Throw her a rope.
Yeah, but Tavar, he's got a good grip. I definitely have Explorer's Pack. Okay, there. Okay, I'm gonna get the move there. Actually, I might as well just move here so it looks stronger, right? Looks stronger, one straight line. And then get a rope and throw it to Serena. Grab the rope.
I only have one hand.
Well, that's good. It's better than no hands. I'm not touching you. We could all go down there. Sorry. Because this to clarify, Adam, you said the baby she was holding the baby's hand, and now she could still feel the connection with the baby.
I'd say you don't notice that. I will say that you notice that she's up to the waist in the dirt. One of her hands is in the dirt. I will say that. The other one is free.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll throw the rope by her, because I'm sure that's an action to do all that, if you even allow that. So
Yeah,
then,
you can do that.
I can't tie it. So, hey, someone run up and tie it around her. Okay. Bonus actions, none. Okay.
Okay, Blitzel.
Okay, Blixel's going to take out the lute and play Levitate.
Levitate, okay.
Cast it on Serena. That's the end of his turn. Float up.
Oh. Is this any type of a check?
Yeah, I'm reading over it real quick. So it says one creature or loose object of your choice. So I'm guessing. So I guess what I would say is you start to feel like an upwards pressure, Serena, but you can feel that because You know, I guess the way I'll do this is because it gives a save for an unwilling creature, I'm going to say that counts as like an unwilling, so Blitz will throw me a spell effect roll.
That's not like a saving throw or anything, no.
It is not. No. Okay, unfortunately, that is not good enough, so you're still concentrating on the spell, Blixel, and you're basically putting upwards pressure on Cerilia, but Cerilia, you're in this, like, iron grip right now, so, yeah, your turn.
My top priority will be to stop holding her hand, so how does it feel when I try to do that?
So, is that fair to say, then, that you're basically trying to, like, yank your hand out of the ground?
Yeah, and like, at the very least, feel like I'm not feeling her anymore.
Okay, so if you're trying to yank yourself free, I'll need you to give me an athletics check.
Okay. Oh my god.
Oh no.
I'll use an inspiration for that.
All right, go ahead and click your inspiration. Looks like we're adding 5 to that because you got a point of weariness. Okay, that results in a 6. So, or actually, the weariness is already applied.
I had already moved it down. Sorry, I didn't realize I needed to click on it.
Yep, no worries. Okay, so that's going to leave you with a... So the weariness is already there. So that means you're going to have a 7 total, but unfortunately, it's still not enough. So that is your action trying to break free.
It was nice knowing you guys.
Can't you do your ghosty thing?
I already did it according to this character sheet. I guess I'll rage just in case that helps with any pain when you're being smothered.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and burn rage. I think that's going to end right away, but we'll see if it has any effect.
Well, that's smart. She could get the teleport thing.
I got the flump. Obviously, I'd like the flump to appear in the ground next to her, but...
Well, unfortunately, it says 5 feet of creature choice that you can see, and you cannot see.
Okay. Then it just explodes next to the tree.
Explodes next to the tree, okay. Anything else on your turn? Okay, so yeah, rage would end. The rest of you guys would notice then as Cerilia continues to descend into the ground and is now completely buried by dirt. Cerilia, I'll need you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Now I can play my card.
Okay, you played the saving throw boom card. All right, so this save made an advantage. All right, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw. Yes, that will certainly succeed. And so what that grants you is, before your head descends under the earth, you take in a big gulp of air. Cerilia, your turn.
I have nothing. So, is she already fully underground?
You're fully underground.
Okay. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Looking through my spell list. Maybe the kid just wants to play a little bit. She'll let her go after that. I don't know.
Have fun playing Dolly.
I mean, I don't have anything. talk. What does the tree look like? Does it look like Is it like a
Old
dead
and
dying tree?
gnarled.
How close to the tree was she pulled in? To the ground.
About 10 feet or so away. Well, I guess it depends on what you mean. So, like, the trunk of the tree is about here, so I guess more like 15 feet? Somewhere between 10 and 15?
Okay. What I'm trying to get at is maybe there's something to do with the tree nearby that might be helping with this effect, or there's something about it. So I guess maybe I'll use my action to try to discern if the tree has anything to do with what's going on. Like maybe if we do something to the tree, we can maybe get her back up. I don't know. I really have nothing, but I'm just trying to.
Sure, you can use your action for that. Throw me a blind check. So, what I'm using this for is essentially to see if you recognize what just happened. And based on that roll, I will tell you that you are quite confident that this child, in quotation marks, is what's known as a myelin. So myelins are souls of unburied, and they are known to hold on to people and guide them back to their places of rest, and then pull them underground. I would say what you know based on having read stories about this and so forth is that the individual that gets pulled underground is not way far underground. Like, they can be reached, and the best hope of reaching them is people with digging tools can dig down to get to them. But if you don't have a digging tool, you have something that can be used as sort of an improvised tool, maybe like a sword or a plate or just with your hands, then that could still help, but not as effective as digging.
Does anyone have a shovel? We're gonna have to dig her out. With the check, do I know, like, what happens to the creature after that? Is it still active? Like, if we go in there and like dig around, is it gonna come up and try to pull us all under too? Or has it like achieved its goal?
Essentially, it has achieved its goal. So at that point, it's gone.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to start digging. Maybe there's something in the house. So, Saline doesn't have a shovel or anything, I don't think. Let me check my inventory real quick. Or anything that might be used as a shovel. Doesn't seem like something a wizard would have in their standard tools.
Oh, I have a ladder.
Never know what's on those sheets, right?
Not helpful, Gordon. Yeah, I don't have anything that can be used to dig, so I will start moving back towards the house to try to see if I can find, not on this turn obviously, since I used my action to think about this, but I'm going to try to find something in the house that might be able to be used as a way to get her out, is my plan for recent futures, near futures.
Okay.
I need 25, I think that's 30 there.
Okay, Tavern.
All right, would she still be holding on to my warhammer?
So the fact that she's down below, I guess I'll say this, is as the hammer started descending into the earth, did you hold on to it, or did you let it go?
I would have still held on to it because I'm trying to pull her out.
Okay, then I'll say she's still holding on to it, but your arm up to its shoulder is also into the ground.
Nice. All right, I'm gonna try to pull.
I will say with even without a check, this will automatically fail. Because essentially you're trying to pull, hundreds of pounds of earth up.
Okay,
right?
so it's that deep. Okay, I thought
Yes.
maybe she was like I thought she was just like partially down or something like that.
No, she's
Okay.
buried, but again, you're all the way up to your shoulder, and then think about her reaching out, right? So if you think of the length between the tip of your arm plus the warhammer all the way down to her body, it should give you a rough idea of how buried she is.
Okay, all right, yeah, just I wasn't getting the visual, so. All right, I'm going to pull. She's still holding on to it, but that's not going to help any. I'm going to go ahead and pull myself out then.
Okay, so yeah, you try to wiggle free. Go ahead and give me an athletics check. This would not be that challenging, but you never know. You might get caught up.
Just a blind check or just a
The
standard?
athletics check you can make standard, probably. Yeah, you're able to pull your hand up.
All right, I'm going to grab my hand axe out and try to use that as a partial shovel until we find something better.
Okay, so you use an improvised tool to start digging. Okay, so each action you spend doing that, I will deduct time off. Okay.
Yeah, and that'll be my turn.
Okay. Yep. And then go ahead and pass your turn. We'll move on to Gordon.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start digging. Hearing Celine explain the situation, I have no implementing tools except the dagger. Maybe that would help. And it's not gonna kill Serena if I stab her. So I'm using my dagger to dig in and help. So let me step up. Boop. Step up. Dagger. Try to dig.
Okay, Blixel.
Do I still feel like the pull of the levitate? Could I try to pull her up?
I will say you can try, but yes, trying will require another spell effect roll.
Okay. I will try to do that then.
Oh, actually, you know what? I'm sorry, I gotta take that back. So one creature or loose object of your choice that you can see, so you can no longer see her, unfortunately no. But I guess what I will tell you,
Okay.
since I just said no and then said yes, I'll just throw you a little hint here. If you get close enough to the hole where Tabard's shoulder just was, and you can look down and see like the hammer and her little bitty hand, I would give you that.
Okay. I gotta see her. Is there a way for me to jump over this? Is this like fenced in?
No, it's not. It's just like an elevated porch. It's probably only like 6 feet down. So yeah, you could just jump off it.
Okay. Am I able to see it from
You're
here?
yeah, you're close enough. I mean, one more square to your left to be perfect, but you're probably close enough there that you can at least get a glance to it. So sure, yep. Go ahead and throw me a spell effect roll.
Well, I don't have hero points. No. All right,
Have
that's it.
inspiration?
I don't think so.
I'll give one up.
I was just going to say the same.
All right, so it sounds like Gordon will burn an inspiration for that. So go ahead and burn that, Gordon, and then we'll have Blixel re-roll since it's his roll.
Oh my god. All right. Sorry, guys. I can't do it.
All right, so you're focusing down and you're doing everything you can to try to pull this up, but there's just so much earth there, and it barely seems like you're making any move.
Well, since I can see her arm, I'm going to give her bardic inspiration.
Okay, yeah, so through this little bit of tunnel in the dirt, Serena, you can hear muffled words.
You can do it! Fight through! You're not buried for a reason, Serena!
Okay.
That's the end of my turn.
All right, Serena, your turn. So, because you are so far under the earth and the special effect of this ability, you are considered to be stunned at the moment. So, you can make one check to try to break free of this. It's a pretty difficult check, but you only get to do this one time. If you fail, then you can't try it again, and basically, not much you can do unless you have magic. Would you like to make that check?
I guess so.
Okay, that's going to be an athletics check.
I'm willing to give her an inspiration if necessary.
Okay, yeah, it's definitely necessary on that one. Saline, go ahead and burn
Okay.
your inspiration. And then, Serena, you can re-roll that check. Okay, yeah, that actually will be enough. So you find yourself very much buried here, Serena, but maybe it's the inspiring words of Blixel. Maybe it's the inspiring words of your allies that really don't want you to die. It's hard to say. But yes, as you start doing everything you can to try to move, you kind of pushing your elbows back, and you find that you're actually making some headway here. So you push back and do everything you can to get traction. And team, you'll notice that Serena's hand pokes up through the earth, and she is essentially swimming through the dirt and using both this action and then essentially what you could think of like a dash, she is able to surface back to the perfect. And we are effectively out of time.
Thanks for your help, guys.
Well, that
We tried our best.
Never trust children.
Dang.
okay.
Is our
maybe-
curiosity sated?
Yeah, I think Saline, I think you're gonna win that argument now.
There's a whole nother door we haven't opened. Actually, there's like 3 of them.
Can we at
I
least?
haven't gotten out of the dirt yet.
All right, I'll help you out. Come on, get over here.
You can see little twigs and like night crawlers and stuff all scooping them off.
Okay, I have an idea. Now, we could do a halfway happy thing. So this tree, I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but the door to the north that she said she came from is just, we just walk around the house, right? We don't have to open that door. Maybe it's just an outside door.
That's true.
Do we want to walk around the house and take a look, see if there's anything in the back?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you mean that little cemetery out there? Yeah, maybe we can go over there and dig up a bunch of greater zombies to kill, or kill
You
us.
think there's a cemetery? I'm gonna
Yeah, I
start
remember
going.
that from last time.
Didn't someone see that out the window?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I do see. Well, I don't know if I can see that far in real life in character, but yeah, it does look like to the north is going to be some buried stuff.
It is daytime, so yeah, you can see as far as you can see.
I'd say, who's out of spell slots?
I
have-
am all out.
I have one left, I think, and Gordon used a lot of magic too. I'm not. Maybe we can come back, but I really think we should go secure that body, bring it back to the castle, maybe rest for an hour or so, to try to recuperate a little bit.
You're right. You're right. Okay. All right.
I take a filthy, soil-encrusted hand and I touch Celine and give her bolstering magic.
Okay, throw a D3, Serena. That's the slot that Serena. Okay, there you go, Serena. Second level slot.
Can I just go ahead and do that again?
Once per
Not
creature.
right.
But I could do it to everybody else.
You can do it up to proficiency bonus time, so I think your proficiency bonus is 3. So yeah, if you wanted to give Gordon and Blixel back one each, you could.
Serena's like, don't you ever run out of spell slots while be buried alive.
This one will be for Gordon.
Sweet.
And that's for Blixel. Now let's go see if that door goes out to the back.
Okay.
Okay.
Why do I hang out with these people?
Oh my god, I think it does. There's a door right there.
Yeah. See? Curiosity sated.
Cool. I'm gonna take out Shipwrecker. And because I actually, I gotta look up Shipwrecker, but I'm pretty sure it has something about opening doors.
It does extra damage against objects.
Close enough. I'm gonna swing at it.
All right. Well, if you're willing to spend the time to do so, I would say, yeah, it's not difficult. You can keep smashing, and eventually you are able to smash it open.
Here's Serena. Oh, wait, this is the dining room. Oh, we gotta
Yeah,
go
there's
further
another
back.
door up here.
Yeah. Is this a railing?
Yeah, you could like Dukes of Hazzard scoop over if you want to.
I'm gonna stoop over it and say, "Why'd you go around?"
Cool. So
Hey,
this
Adam.
might have been the door.
Adam, can you describe? Is this anything here? Just
That
looks
is
a
the
little.
outer wall that surrounds this property. So that's fairly large. I think I said it was about 12 feet tall last time. So yeah, that's over your head, but essentially it cordons off the various diameters.
Okay, thanks.
I'm going to wail on this door now.
Okay. Time not being of the essence, I will say you're able to smash this open as well. However, what I will also say is Tabard, Gordon, and Celine, to your west, you notice that there is another manor house that looks to be in much better shape over this way. And you can see on like the third floor of this manor house, you notice that there is a person who kind of is dressed like in what you would seem to be sort of like worker clothes. So you get the impression of maybe like a maid kind of thing. You can see her looking over and kind of seeing you smash this door open. And you see she kind of hurries back into the night.
We gotta hurry up this B&E because we gonna get company in a minute.
Official council business. What are they going to do? Call the guards?
Exactly. Go, go, go.
Okay, we were right. So this did go outside. See, she wasn't trying to fool us.
All right. So what about this other one there, magic door opener?
Oh my god.
As you open that door, Serena, you notice that there is a room filled with a whole lot of cobwebs, some like canvas bags, a couple of barrels, and what looks like a small box.
Ooh, small box.
It's the girl's heart.
Yeah, it could be a nice little pendant for you, Serena. And you got something on your face still.
That's an earthworm.
Earth?
Oh, good.
Earth?
All right, I'll open the box.
And you probably
What's the
asked
worst
what's
could
in the
happen?
box. Right? Yeah, so you open the box and you see the box.
I think you cut off.
Oh, sorry, the box is empty.
Oh, okay. They just store empty boxes in this stupid house.
It's weird. It's dumb, actually, not just weird.
All right, should I open this one?
Yes, 100%.
Where's Blixel?
I'm like jumping up and down. This is fun. Hanging out with Serena's fun.
Oh my god.
It is. Thank you for recognizing it.
So, Serena, you're trying to smash this one down as well?
Yep, I'm gonna wail on it till it's open.
Go ahead and throw me an athletics check. This one's a bit more challenging because you don't have a whole lot of room to work with, and your shipwreck is designed to be attacking from far away. So you find yourself trying to like angle it odd directions. You're not able to get full walloping swings on. Yeah, it kind of smashes into the door. You can see you've definitely made a dent into it. You're guessing that if this pattern holds up, it's probably going to take you a minute or so to smash this one up.
Get comfy, guys. It's gonna take a minute.
Yep, go for it.
All right, so you spend that minute continually smashing, walloping on it, and sure enough, it smashes open. As it does, you notice a small room here. Looks like a set of stairs going down.
Going up?
Going down.
Oh. We got a basement, guys!
Oh great.
That's where the good stuff is.
Oh yeah. I remember the last time we were in a basement. It worked out so well for us.
Necromancers do love their basements, though.
So where's Mr. Blixel at?
He's in the hallway here. He did the smart thing, went through the house. I see
Yeah.
2 set of stairs. It's just one that goes down. We don't have a stairs to go up, do we?
You do not. Oh.
All right. I can't see very well down there. So, here you go. We're in here, guys.
I'm getting nervous. Do you think we should let the magic users take a short rest?
Well, what's gonna happen? We need to get that body. Make sure that thing doesn't disappear. A. B. The cops are coming. Of course, we can always tell them to go away. But yeah, we can probably rest in here for an hour.
I don't want to rest in the creepy house. I think if we're resting, we should take the body back to the castle, or at least secure it with the guards so that they can take it to the castle. And then, I don't know, we can go to a tavern or something.
Yeah, that sounds like fun, right, Serena?
I mean, yeah, but I'd be fine with just taking a nap on the piano.
No, yeah.
You don't want to just sort of see what's in there?
Here we go.
I did that with the girl.
Okay, I'm going to side 100% with Selena. We've done the Serena smash and grab, and I love it. Cops are coming. We could tell them, hey, we'll meet them outside, official business. Secure this. Don't let anyone in this house. We'll be back in an hour. Take the body, bring it back to the castle. Have a mimosa, and come back.
Hard to argue with that.
All right.
I'm gonna go to the front and anticipate the arrival of the cops.
Her cell phone wasn't charged. She couldn't call.
Make sure we get the body. I don't know. Someone's got to go get the demon bait lady.
Before we go, Blixel's just going to listen to see if he hears anything downstairs.
Give me a blind check, Blixel. Oh, nothing at all.
Bunch of scaredy cats.
Yep. I'm unashamed. Everything in this house has tried to kill me specifically.
That's why I'd say for the rest of them.
Adam, is this where the body was?
It kind of looks like it. In fact, you notice that there's an outline of blood and the clear evidence of a battle, a struggle. That room, you step into the cavern, you see the charcoal drawing on the left wall.
But the body's gone, though, right? I don't see it.
You do not see the body.
What a surprise.
Well, it probably would have disappeared anyway, if we had the body, we probably would disappear anyway.
I agree.
I don't think she got up and walked.
Who sent her?
Well, I got this note. It says something about the EO.
I think it's the eyeless one.
Is that note in the player handouts?
I think that was one I just jotted down for you guys to check.
Okay. And it's the one that was explained in Jordan's recap, right? Correctly.
It's been too long since I read the recap. I can't.
Yeah. What it said, get it done, and something EO.
That sounds correct. Yeah.
Well, we have the note at least.
All right. So it's you guys' intention to just wait here and see if guards show up?
Yeah, we could wait an hour.
Okay.
Why should we wait here?
I say we wait here, wait an hour, and if it doesn't happen, then we're good to go.
Okay.
And if we're here, we could stop guards from maybe exploring the house looking for us and getting into trouble themselves and dying.
And taking all the glory of something's down there is what Serena's thinking.
True story.
All right, you guys plan to wait out here for about an hour or so. So it's about 20 minutes past as you guys are kind of waiting on just the porch here. And sure enough, you do notice a couple of guards. It looks like they're on patrol. They're just kind of making their way through the streets. You see as they approach, getting a bit closer to the front gate here. You notice they kind of peer in through the gated area and they spot you, and you notice one of them raises a spear and like kind of motions for you to approach.
Hello there. It is I, General Dawnguard.
You notice the guard nods slowly. Oh, yes, we were informed to just come by and make sure everything was okay. We're just patrolling the streets. We were told that you had business here. Just wanted to let you know that one of the neighbors was making some complaints about how loud it was. Is everything okay?
Yeah, we've been conducting an investigation. Can you be stationed here temporarily, or are you guys on a patrol?
We're supposed to continue patrolling. It's very strict now after well, no need to get into that, but yes, we have very strict orders.
Perhaps one of you could continue and the other could keep an eye on this place?
You notice they kind of look at one another, and then you see the one kind of leans in and says something to the other one, and you notice that one that leaned in looks back and says, "Yeah, that's all right. I can stay here for you. You go on ahead, Ed." And you see the other guard kind of like looks and then starts looking again.
I'll send along another partner for you as soon as possible. And I'll explain to them the plan that he, prevents anyone else from going into this house. It's a active crime scene and dangerous to boot. So just ask him to prevent anybody else from entering, and that we'll be back in an hour.
Well, I'll watch front gate, of course, but not enough of us to, patrol the whole area around. But I don't have to worry about people climbing over the gate or nothing, do I?
I would hope not. I would think just keeping an eye on the front door should be sufficient.
I
There
will
shouldn't be
do, General.
anyone. Yeah, there shouldn't be anyone else in the house. We just want to keep people from going into the house and just keep it as pristine as possible, please. We'll be back.
You notice he gives you a curt nod.
Well, we don't have the body now, guys. So can we just hang out here with the dude in front, or do we need to walk back?
I was promised a mimosa.
Yeah, there's supposed to be a tavern.
I don't want to leave the house. If we can just wait an hour, why not wait here on the porch? That's my argument. I could be talked out of it.
Well, we're really close to a creepy ghost baby that almost drags Serena into the earth.
You notice the guard kind of looking over back at you guys, a fidgety.
Yeah, ghost baby. Keep your eyes peeled, soldier.
Do you know anything about this house? Like, who used to live here? How long has it been abandoned?
Oh, I don't know. We patrolled this area for a while. I can say, well, I guess it's been abandoned maybe at least a month, maybe a little bit longer than that, but not real long.
Maybe we should ask the neighbors.
Don't know how willing they'd be to talk to us after watching what happened, but we can give it a try.
That was a good little city watch business. Well,
I'd rather rest. I'd rather do nothing and rest for an hour and clear the basement. We'll canvass the neighborhood when we're done.
Well, in that case, should I just send this guy on his way?
No.
All right. Well, you owe me a drink then, Gordon.
Yeah, I know. I promised mimosas, but I think we should just
Classy ones.
camp out. Okay, fancy. Yeah, with pineapple.
Whoa. Don't get crazy. All right. I'll bandage my wounds here.
Okay, the rest of the hour passes by uneventfully so. I'm assuming you guys want to take short rests here. You should all have all of your short rests, but screen looks like your display wasn't updated. But is everybody taking a short rest?
I'm gonna take one.
Yes.
Yep. Show us that red card.
Well, thanks for reminding me. And in that case, no, I don't have it. All right, so let's see. We got, go ahead and type in what you're doing there to make it easier. So Blixel, Gordon, Cerilia, I got the three of you for a short rest. And then Serena, I think I heard you say yeah. So I think that's everybody, right? So let me just put it this way. Is anybody not taking a short rest? Perfect. Here you go. All right. After you guys have done so, what is it you'd like to do?
Going to the basement. Oh, and I'll play a song of rest for anybody that's regaining hit points.
And how much does that do?
I roll a d6. 5 extra hit points.
You.
I'm going to thank the soldier for his excellent shift and send him on his way and tell him I hope he can intercept his partner.
Oh, yeah. No, yes, I'll track him down. Good luck, General.
Thank you.
Devard, when you were looking for the body, did you see any? You didn't see any signs of like it being moved. It just disappeared. Is that what happened?
I didn't really look too close to investigate it, but it just looked like it wasn't there. But we can go back and take a look. That's a good call. I've
Yeah,
also
maybe
got this.
before we.
Yeah, I also got this pink stone, this gem that I found up on the roof that I want you to take a look at sometime.
Oh, what now?
I found that when I was up on the roof, there was like I don't know how it got there, but some sort of rock or gem or something was like embedded into the roof. So I, of course, took it.
Well, of course. Are you showing it to
Good
me now?
man.
Yeah, I'll show it to you.
All right. I'll look at it. Do I recognize it at all?
Glancing at it, it's got like a deep pink purplish sort of hue to it. It's fairly small, but it's shaped in sort of a pointy end on the bottom, and then more of a like an oval kind of shape on top.
It's another suppository. We'll figure out exactly what it does later, but it looks like Serena really wants to go into the basement.
Yeah, she's eager. Okay, thanks for taking a look. I'll take
Do
it
we
back.
maybe want to just look at before we go down there, do we maybe just want to look at the room where the body disappeared to try to make sure she's not like, I don't know, hiding invisible to follow us down and kill us?
Sure, I'll let Serena know that they're looking. They're gonna invest. The body's gone. They're gonna take a look at it, see if there's any signs of it being moved.
Okay, I won't go down without you.
All right, good.
I doubt it. She'll probably be down there in a minute.
Guys, you got 30 seconds.
All right, I will spend 30 seconds trying to figure out if I can figure out where the body went or what happened to it. By
Okay, throw me
Looking
a
around.
blind check as you search around this area. Yeah, as you make your way into that actual room, you can clearly make out where the body was. You can see like the blood patterns and so forth. But you also notice with that roll, as you get very close and very fine pinky writing, you see in blood it says, "See you soon."
That's annoying.
But we still get the experience points, right?
What could we have done to keep her down?
Chop off the head. That's my go-to. Usually work. Hey,
That was me. Sorry.
well, that's a bust. I'm sorry, Celine, but all in all, they'd probably send just other assassins at you anyways.
Oh yeah, that makes me feel so much better, Blixel. Thank you.
We'll take them all down. Don't worry, we got your back.
To the basement.
Okay, Serena,
Yes.
as you descend into the basement, you find that it is unfortunately quite boring. Not only is it just a cellar and very small, all you notice is a few odds and ends down here that don't look all that interesting. But you do notice there is a stone basin. There's this sort of like strange looking bench down here. It looks somewhat decorative. You also notice that there are 3 pelts of fur hanging on the wall, and then what looks to be 2-gallon casks.
What was the last item, Adam?
So 2 casks, each one weighing about a gallon.
Okay.
Well, this is a bit of a bummer, but I'm gonna check the casks to see if there's like some delicious wine in them or something like that.
All right, so you pick one up and kind of like just listen to it. You can certainly hear sloshing of liquid inside of it. There's a bit of a fruity odor that's kind of emitted from it.
Maybe we should confiscate these.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna go sit on the bench.
Okay, yeah, it certainly will hold your weight, but I will say when you look at it, it looks more decorative than you would expect for this basic furniture. But yeah, you're able to sit on it.
What do you guys think about this? Should I take it back to my room?
Do you think it fits your aesthetic?
I don't know if I have one of those.
I guess Blixel's gonna try to search the walls to see if there's any secret doors out of here.
Sure, yeah, go ahead and throw me a blind check. You do notice what seems to be kind of like really odd small holes in the wall. They look like they're like cut in and manufactured. There doesn't seem to be anything in them though, but you can see that there seems to be one on each wall, north, east, south, and west.
Small holes.
Yeah, they're kind of like the size of like say a 1 inch by 1 inch. It looks almost as though someone cut that out.
Oh my god. Or the gem.
Or your finger.
I'll try my finger first.
I mean, yeah, it's 1
looks
inch
like-
by 1 inch, so you put your finger in one of them. Yeah, it will fit.
Ah. This house has everything. Finger holes, a basement.
The gem fit? Did you, Tavar, did you pull the gem out of a little hole when you took it?
Well, I pried it out of the roof.
Yeah, but I know, but was it in a hole in the roof that looked like these holes?
Well, I'm not down there, but I can pretend to be. Yeah. I'll hand him the gem to say, I guess just don't lose it. It looks pretty. Someday I might have a girlfriend.
No,
that
no,
needs that,
don't put it in. But does it look like?
So I'll just
Adam-
say high level, being that the hole has been described to you as being 1 inch by 1 inch, this gem is way smaller.
Oh,
Does it look like they have a purpose, the holes, or are they just naturally in the wall?
I guess the best you can discern, just being down here, no special knowledge or anything like that, you kind of get the impression that like a wooden beam, if it was sized right, could fit in one and go to the other, and same with the other two. Maybe some kind of a brace. Yeah, you're not really sure why these are here.
Someone was using these to put something here. They line up. You can put a piece of wood between them.
and then why lock it with such a hard lock to break if it's just a boring small basement?
I don't know. Is there any necromantic ritual that requires something like this?
Or arcane symbols etched in the floor? What's on the ceiling?
It's a cellar, so pretty basic. Yeah, you're looking at like the floor from above, and the cellar's not very big either. Maybe only 8 feet from ground to the ceiling.
Well, it's an important place. I don't. We can't figure out why yet.
Hmm. Have you searched everything that they had in here? We might as well take it and have a good time with these casks.
Did we search it or no?
Search the cellar.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's essentially what Blixel did when we looked around.
Okay.
Well, we can try to do some research on the history of the house. Maybe ask the neighbors, like Serena suggested. But it feels like we've exhausted everything we can do here in the absence of recovering the body.
Yeah, this is boring. Let's go home.
Nope. Mimosas and then home.
Right.
Right. First round's on Gordon.
Yeah, I got money now.
Feels good, doesn't it?
It does. You know what, guys? Great job. And way to go, Celine. Hang in there. Let's go get us some mimosas and maybe some wings. I don't know if that works, but whatever. We earned it.
I do feel like I have a horrible knowledge burned into my brain.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But maybe the mimosas will clear that away.
Yep, that's the
Make
way
it
Blixel
forget.
solves everything.
Speaking of which, Adam, is there a handout for that spell? Because I know I had it before, but
Ooh, if you didn't
I
write
don't-
it down, you No, I'm kidding. Yeah, of course there's a handout for it. So you should be. Oh, actually, I don't think you guys can actually search. Let me see where I put those for you.
I have
I
it
do
in my my own little thing.
So the handout for it, if you need to reference back to it, yeah, it's a good idea to add it to your sheet. But for the handout, you can look under the World of Cerilia folder, and then you'll see that there's a subfolder called spells, and you'll see any of the new spells listed there that you guys have access to.
Awesome. Cool. Thank you.
Now,
Sure
for
thing.
those of us who are prepared spellcasters, do these count against our spells known, or do we have to prepare
No.
it, or is this now an extra
This is
spell that we have?
burned into your memory, free prepared spell.
Okay.
So I did have a question about that, Adam. In the world of Cerilia to the spells, there's protective ward there. Is this just for me, or is this everyone's little
Protective
spells?
ward is there because you guys found a scroll, which I believe Celine has. It's a magic item that gives you access to the spell. So the reason I shared that for everyone is that technically, if that was handed off to somebody, somebody else could use it. The reason I didn't share these special spells with anybody else is that no one else will be able to learn these, because unless something really dramatic happens, they're literally just born into each individual's habit.
Yeah, okay, because I saw mine in there from the thing I learned in this house, and I wondered, oh shoot, did I learn protective word too? And I totally forgot.
No, but I mean, again, there's always the possibility that that item could be handed off, which means technically you know about it. I guess is the best way I can say.
Okay.
All right. So, is there anything else you guys are wanting to accomplish in the house before making your way back to the castle?
Adam, I'm just gonna ask: are those holes in the wall? Are they like directly opposite of each other?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. I'm not hearing much, so it sounds like you guys are good to make your way back to the castle.
Yep. We're going to the tavern first, though.
Heading to the tavern. Okay. Yeah. Let me go ahead and throw you guys on the city map. All right, you make your way out into the city streets. It is still relatively early in the afternoon, so yeah, you guys are making your way through. Are you looking to hit a specific tavern, like one you already know about, or obviously there's plenty of taverns here in the capital, just any old one to grab a quick drink?
Say the most rowdy one at this time of day.
I feel like we should go. It was the Hog's Head, right? Where the young Bosch kid met with this person. Maybe the proprietress saw or heard something, or someone else saw or heard something that we can ask about. Maybe try to discern her whereabouts. Where she might be.
Yeah. Mix a little business and pleasure. I like it, Celine.
Celine's always working.
Okay, you guys make your way through the city streets, seeing what it is that you spot along the way. Mostly just the typical things you would expect. People kind of moving through the streets. There's definitely some folks every now and again kind of hawking various wares. You guys mostly stick to the main thoroughfares and such. You do notice that there is a few people that are kind of, you get the impression looks like refugees. You can see like a few groups of them scattered about as you're walking through. They have this sort of foreign look to them. But other than that, you make your way to the Hog's Head Bar without anything too crazy happening. Once you make your way inside of the Hog's Head Bar, you recognize the familiar surroundings and you recognize the familiar proprietress, Fran, standing behind the bar.
We grab a table, right? You guys want a whole table?
Yep, whole table, 2 pitchers, mimosas, some wings with ranch, not blue cheese.
Perfect.
Oh. When the blue cheese, that means it's gone bad.
I have the Super Bowl munchies.
Okay, yeah, so you grab a table, and before too long, a server has heads your way. ask if there's anything specific that you guys are looking for. They let you know that the basic fare tonight that's on the menu is boiled mutton and leek, boiled parsnips, or boiled eggs. Seems to be the three main items here available. So you do hear, as they're kind of listing these off to you, one of the individual's patrons is nearby, sitting there kind of by himself. You see, he looks over and says, "Don't forget to tell them about the game." Notice the server kind of looks down and gives you a little bit of like a rolled eye and says, "Oh, yes, and one of our patrons bought some game and brought it in for sale if you're interested in that."
What kind?
We're looking for something fried.
Elk?
Oh, elk. Yeah, I'll take some of that. Is it good?
That's what I've heard. Yes, you're interested in the elk.
As long as it's not spoiled. I don't know about this guy.
You see she kind of like moves around to block his sight of you guys as she leans over and she says, No, just he owes a debt and Fran made an agreement with him that if he could, bring something that was worthwhile, then she would let him slowly working off. So everybody that comes in, he keeps telling them to eat the elk.
Okay. Well, consider me among the many, because I'll have the elk.
Okay. And the rest of you?
I'll have the elk as well. Might as well help the fellow out, get him out of debt.
Yeah, I'm down.
Sure, same.
And you notice her kind of jot down, and then she looks towards you, Cerilia.
Oh, just water for me, thanks.
She nods, and then you see she looks back towards him, and you see the guy in the corner. She just raises 4 fingers, and you see he looks with a big smile on his face, and she makes her way. Okay, anything special you guys do other than waiting for your food? Okay, hearing nothing then. It's about 20 minutes or so later. You can see a few folks kind of filter on in, exit the establishment. There's a lot of chatter. Seems like most of the folks are in pretty calm mood, I would say. You can see, people kind of come in. There's a couple of people that recognize them, give them a friendly greeting. Other than that, it's pretty basic, kind of sitting at the counters, getting their little dishes. Most people seem like they're looking for beer or other wine or alcohol at this point. But yeah, they do eventually, after that 20 minutes or so, bring you guys out this very large platter of elk. You can see it's like sliced fairly thin. There's a bunch of different like chunks of it on a platter. So once she brings the platter over, she sets the plates out and then uses a skewer to like pick up each piece and set it on your plate for you. You can see it is very hot and steaming, and it has a pretty strong odor to it. You get this like really strong, almost gamey smell, I would say.
Okay. I dig in enthusiastically.
Yeah, it's got a pretty good flavor to it. It's definitely a wild game. If you ever had elk before, I would say matching pretty much what you would expect. So certainly no complaints.
Whistle just gives like a meat filled in his teeth thumbs up to the guy. It's good.
You notice he gives you like a toothy grin. You can see that there's a couple of like really messed up teeth in his mouth, and he gives you like a 2-finger salute.
Do any of you want to try to snoop around, see if any of these people knew anything about that woman we just fought?
Yeah, I think Celine has the best line of questioning.
Oh no, I'm not good with people, but I can ask the proprietress if she noticed anything about that person. If she was paying attention to that night. I know she talked to Blade before he went off, so maybe she spotted something, noticed something.
Yeah. And maybe we might want to re-question Blade too. Figure this out, because if she's out there again, we need to find her before she finds us.
Not to mention that he might be in danger, since she got
Oh
away.
yeah, sure. He's the little shit though, honestly. So no real loss if you know. Anyways, I'll come with you if you want, and I'll help ask questions if you want. But I think you might know what's more important, considering they're coming for you for some reason.
Well, I don't know the reason for that any more than you do, aside from what we learned today. I can't think of anything that I've done, independent of anyone else here, that would have provoked the mastermind behind this. I suspect it's not anything personal, given what you mentioned about uh, another attempt on that other person from Telinie, was it?
Oh yeah, yeah. That was one of the briefings you guys had for us.
So, the culprit here seems like they're making moves in a lot of places, perhaps to consolidate their power in the region, perhaps. But I'm not sure how valuable speculating is when we have so little to go on at the moment.
But it's not like you're ruling um, this place, and neither was that person, right? The Thane. They're not ruling that place. So what does it really accomplish to kill you?
Well, in my case, regents can make use of prominent spellcasters in their midst to channel uh, their their bloodline powers to activate realm spells and such. I mean, I haven't attempted it yet, but it's theoretically possible if the Countess wanted me to do something to that effect. So,
No. Could you create one of these places of power? These sources?
maybe. I haven't read the domain rules in several weeks, so certainly possible. But I'll get back to you on that.
I wonder is that could we find out if that Thane from Talony or however you pronounce it, I don't know how to pronounce it, is also a powerful spellcaster?
We could ask around from what our information was given, from what information was shared. They were attending a religious ceremony, so they could be someone of divine power, perhaps, if they were integral to it, or it's also possible that they were just doing it for political reasons, maybe not related to the ceremony itself. I don't know. We'll have to ask.
All right. I'm just gonna let anybody know I can do magic. Yes. That way I'll be safe from this crazy guy. Or girl. I don't know. I was one could be a woman. Except she said he sends his regard, so I guess it is a guy.
Maybe gender fluid.
True that.
Well, hello there.
Oh, okay. Are you guys able to hear me clearly now?
It's better.
I'm wondering maybe it was just a brief connectivity issue.
I've kind of sensed it all night, and I thought it was my connection.
Yeah, I thought it was my headphones.
But everyone else sounds clean. But yeah, we
Yeah.
keep going.
It's a little rough, but it isn't. To the most part, it's not bad. You know.
All right, let me
But
know if it
it
gets
is
real
the
bad.
same.
But yeah, I don't see any settings that concern me. So everything looks normal. But yeah, let me know if it gets worse. But yeah, so as she approaches, she looks for the tavern, and as you kind of give her a brief greeting after she reaches out for you, she will say, your friend, I forget his name now. Oh, right, Franco. Is that right?
Yeah, Franco's a buddy of mine.
Yes, yes. Well, I know he came into the inn not too long ago. He said that you have been speaking with him and kind of chatting about that sort of thing, trying to meet new people, trying to develop some contacts, perhaps, if you will. Is that right?
Adam, that one there was pretty bad. I couldn't hear what you said. The second half of that.
She said you are looking to essentially make friends or make contacts, according to Franco.
Oh yeah, yep. Always looking to. You know, I'm a friendly guy. Always looking for a new friend. Yep. Mm-hmm.
It almost sounds like your battery's dying if it's a Bluetooth or something.
Alrighty, team, we are still here in the inn. As you guys have spoken with a few different folks, Tavern, you were approached by Fran after she spoke with this gentleman who had entered, and she essentially let you know that Franco had come to her, your buddy Franco from down in the, quote unquote illegal area of the fighting area, and essentially had said that you were looking to make some contacts and you were trying to kind of branch out and so forth. So you spoke with him, and he tried to figure out if there was something he could connect you with. And this individual that has entered seems to be exactly that person. So Fran will motion over to that corner, and she will say, if you have a moment to speak with him, feel free to head on over. I let him know that I would let you know that he is here, but understand if you're busy, I'm sure he will as well. But if you have a moment, it may be worth your time.
Not a problem at all. If he's drinking something, can you bring him over something, and I'm paying.
You see, she nods. Oh, okay. I'll bring over wine then. That's generally what he's known for.
All right, and I will go over there.
Okay, as you make your way over to this table, you notice this younger, well-dressed man sort of looks up, and as he does so, you see a smile breaks out of his face as he kind of wipes it a bit with his left hand, and then he says, "Oh, greetings, greetings. You must be Counselor Tavern."
Yes, friend, I am. And who might you be?
Ah, please have a seat. I am Lord Stephen Windress. You probably don't recognize the family name, but I am a noble from Moriad, in fact, and, well, it's a long story how I came to be connected to Franco, but I must say, and I truly hope you don't mind, but he has revealed some interesting details about your background, and I must say I am just fascinated, and I would love to learn more.
Well, I tell you what, if Franco sent you, then any friend of Franco's a friend of mine.
Oh, well, that is high praise indeed. I must say a friend might be stretching it a bit, but we're on friendly terms, let us say. And being a noble, of course, I try never to bring any kind of dishonor to my family. so I try not to be involved in the, the sketchier types of businesses, if you understand my meaning. But nonetheless, sometimes we have to speak with folks of all different walks of life. But I digress. I'm getting way too deep into things here. Needless to say, and you see he kind of leans forward and whispers, I understand that you're actually a dwarf from Mercolad.
Yep. I tell you, fortunate my dad and I were able to escape from there. He went back for some other family members, but yeah, I mean, truth be told, yep.
That is just amazing. So many of us here in the remnants of the Anwirian Empire, we only have little to go by of your people and what we know of them, and most of it, I'm sure, as you know, is not good. In fact, some of the stories that I've heard told is just absolutely dreadful, but everything that I've heard from Franco about you is just completely the opposite. A very stand-up fellow, someone who is always has your back, and someone who is very resolute. So this clearly means maybe we are mistaken about all of the folks there, but I'm afraid I must ask, is this like an aberration? Were you raised in maybe some holy order or something there? Or are there many other Mercaladian dwarves that perhaps we have the wrong idea about?
Well, as a people, I think you get the right idea, unfortunately. But every household's got that strange uncle, if you know what I mean. So, my side, it's my father and I, tend to be a little bit different. But there's others too, but not too many, unfortunately.
I see. Okay, well, that is glad to hear because, well, maybe not glad for you, but it's glad to hear that we're not completely mistaken. I must tell you, I have some good friendly relations with the dwarves of Brukajik. In fact, I know their guildmaster quite well, and we have worked out some very friendly arrangements between our two sides and try to make sure the flow of information is going well. You, I'm sure, are aware of the Brukajikian dwarves' disfavor for the Mercaladian dwarves, but I must say, my contact there, the guildmaster, he's always been very open-minded about things that the other, much more conservative dwarves seem to quash immediately. He's got more of an ear and an eye and a nose for things of interest. So this seems like it might be worthwhile to connect the two of you at one point in time, as long as we can make sure everything's going well and this conversation goes well and those types of things. I might wonder, it could be a bit of a slow effort, but I will be here in Carolinian until, I'm supposed to be heading up to Thosone for this wedding before too long, but I'll be here for some time, at least a few weeks. I wonder if you might have some time to spare with me, meet, and I can jot down some notes, and I can pick your brain, and if everything goes well, I'd be more than happy to send along a note of contact to the Guildmaster there.
Yeah, that sounds great. Adam, I'm not going to tell him we're going to the wedding either right now. I don't know him well enough for that, so
Sure,
I'll keep
yeah,
that
fair
quiet. One of my dogs just got back, so anyway. So I'll tell him, yep, that does, I've done my best to try to see if I can, I just kind of call them my cousins, if you know what I mean, but not real cousins, but I am interested in getting to know the other dwarves a little bit better, but I understand their reluctance, so.
You see he nods. Yes, it is very unfortunate. I myself have often wondered, as a student of history, how exactly things would be there in Merclad if it weren't for the overbearing presence of, and you see he leans forward, the Gore God. But if he wasn't there, then who knows? They could be completely different people. In fact, I've heard tales, in fact, in Moriad, occasionally, years past, there's been raids from Markazor into our lands, and our guardians are always beating them back. But believe it or not, every once in a rare while, we fight a combined force of goblins with Mercaladian dwarves. And even on the battlefield, they don't seem like they work well together. They seem like they would like to kill each other, but instead they're pushed forward by a greater force. It's just such a strange dynamic. But yes, I won't take up too much of your time. I saw you had some other drinking partners back there, and I appreciate the wine, he says, as you notice Fran sets it off on his table. But yes, if you have some time over the next couple of weeks, maybe a couple of hours here, a couple hours there, we can meet. And like I said, make some inquiries, document some things. I have so many questions.
I'll tell you what I can, and appreciate your interest, and I'm glad Franco sent you to me.
He nods once again. Oh, yes, I have a feeling that this is going to be quite enjoyable for both sides. I will learn quite a lot, and yes, hopefully we'll be able to open some doors for you as well. Just very, very interesting opportunity.
Thank you, and thanks for asking for me.
He nods. Well, have a great day, Master Dwarf.
All right, and you too. What is it, Lord Windress?
Yes.
Yeah, Lord Windress, you too as well.
You see he gives you a smile, and you notice him picking up his wine glass.
All right, I'll go back to my table.
Where are you?
That didn't come through exactly clearly, but I think I heard, where have you been?
Yep. I was busy with my mimosas, so I didn't notice he was gone.
I was just making friends and influencing people. Just friends that somebody wanted to meet me. So, with my side gig, if you know what I mean, it's always good to make new acquaintances in the area.
Ah, I get it. Get any juicy info?
Nah, he's just kind of more interested in my dwarven heritage and things, and said he wants to meet up a couple times. So, seems like a good guy though. So, we'll see what comes about.
Yeah. Seems like the dwarves really don't like you. I don't really get it, but
Yeah, it's my people. I try not to take it personal. It's just a shame though, because I mean, it's not like every human is a good person, right? But we get a little bit separated like that.
yeah. Well, we know you're a good person.
I try every day.
All right, so you guys have enjoyed your meal here of sliced roasted elk. You've had a little bit of chat here in the tavern. Is there anything else specific you're wanting to do here in the Hog's Head?
Well, Blixel, do you want to accompany me to the counter? We can try to ask Fran a few questions about the meeting that happened here a few days ago.
Sure. Or any of the regulars,
Yeah. But if there's any such person, the bartender would be able to point them out to us.
Absolutely.
All right, yeah, you make your way up to the counter and you notice Fran just dealing with another patron. And before she turns, as she sees the two of you, and she says, "Oh, is everything okay? Is there anything else you need at your table?"
No, the refreshments are fine. But I did want to ask you something. A few days ago, maybe there was a young man in here, not too long ago. I don't know if you remember him, but we're given to understand he was talking about us less than favorably. Do you remember that interaction?
Oh, let's see. I hate to say it, but that's not something that's only happened once in here before. When you say us, do you mean just you as counselors?
Um,
Or
yeah.
or by name. Who's talking ill of us?
Unfortunately, it does happen. There are people who know that you are counselors now, and not everybody has positive opinions of you. Some of it's just out of drink and so forth, and other people just come up with some really strange stories. I mean, once men start drinking, they tend to accentuate their other flaws. So if somebody's not feeling so good about themselves, they look to blame others, and, well, you're people that are important now, and sometimes they point their fingers towards you.
Uh, yes, this boy in particular, young man, I suppose. Um, he was looking to go on adventures with us, if that helps. and we declined him for his safety. Um,
You see, she nods
that-
slowly.
yeah.
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, yes, I know what you're referring to.
Yes. You were probably busy at the time, but after that, he spoke to another individual in this bar. Did you happen to see where he went after you were finished talking to him? Anything you can tell us about this person?
It's been some time now. I think he was over there. You see, she points to a corner. Let's see. I think I do recall. It was like a slender gentleman, dark features, kind of bundled up, which not unusual given the weather right now, but yeah, I think that's what I recall.
Certainly a person of interest. You're sure it was a male person, though?
Well, I mean, I suppose it's possible it wasn't, but quite bundled up. Darker features, dark hair, had this kind of odd hat on. So I guess it could have been a woman. I didn't really pay too much attention, to be honest.
Sure. I mean, I'm not blaming you for anything, but this is a person of interest in an ongoing investigation that we're conducting. So, have you? I guess they were obscuring their features under uh, all that stuff. They didn't seem familiar to you at all. Like, have you seen them frequent this bar before? Or
No, I haven't. No, but that's, there's of course the regulars that come in, and then there's people I see maybe once a fortnight. But there are also people I only see once and never see again, and those people don't make too much of an impression on me. So yes, he or she fell into that category.
of course. Um, were there any regular, as far as regulars are concerned, were there any there that night that you can spot in the dining room now that we might be able to speak to? Maybe they have seen or heard something about this person.
Throw me a D20 here, Saline.
Not a great roll.
It's been quite some time. I can't recall specifically any of the regulars that were around. Yeah, I'm afraid no. I don't recall.
Did you see what kind of horse this person rode to your inn?
I didn't know. I mean, occasionally people come in with a horse, but not as frequently as you might think. Most of the people are already in town and then stop in for a drink. So if they did have a horse, maybe the stable boy would know, but I think that's probably a long shot.
Sure. Well, thank you for your time. Um, if you should happen to see someone who fits that description, or if you overhear uh, some of your regulars talking about it, um, would you be able to be in touch with us? We're still looking into this matter.
I certainly can, but well, I don't want to seem too impertinent, but that kind of a thing requires attention and requires focus and requires extra special care to be paid. So if you could perhaps provide some kind of compensation for that, then I will be more than happy to keep it on the top of my list.
Of course. How much do you need?
Is this something short term, or are you thinking this person could pop in at any time between now and forever?
Based on our track record, I am sure it will happen sooner rather than later. That seems to be the
Okay.
running theme.
Okay, that shouldn't be too difficult then. So how about for the rest of the month? I will make sure to keep eyes and ears open and make sure staff is aware and so forth. 5 gold pieces.
You got it. I'll even give you 10.
You're very generous, counselor. Thank you.
It's relevant to my interests, she says, trying to hide the fucking necrotized blotches on her arms where she got grabbed by the thing.
You'll notice Fran kind of nods, doesn't seem to really pick up on that, but will accept your 10 gold pieces happily.
Deducted from my sheet. All right. Well, we tried, Blixel. Again,
Yeah.
thank you. I know it was kind of a long shot. We're just asking around.
You see, she
And
nods. Yep, no problem.
if you think of anything, no matter how small, we're trying to help the people around here, and that person was actually a really bad element. Dark magic.
Oh, I see. Well, yes, I will certainly have me and my team keep our eyes open. If we see anything connected to that in any way, then we'll certainly let you know.
All right. Thank you.
She gives you a smile and a wave as you see another patron calls her over, and she motions over to him.
All right. What are we up to next, guys?
Well, we should probably return to the castle and report what transpired. I think Lord Bosch would want to hear that this person got away, especially since she was dealing with his nephew. His nephew might be in considerable risk in the days ahead unless we're able to resolve this matter. Perhaps have him sent back to where he came from.
Or, now hear me out. We gather a troop of soldiers and we ride on the Eyeless One's tower.
Good thought. Maybe that's like a plan C. We do have this wedding to go to.
Oh,
That we've already spent a bunch of money on gifts and such. So maybe after the wedding, once our hangovers are gone.
What if we pivot and give the gifts to the eyeless one? And say, oopsie.
And what would that accomplish?
He's keeping him on his toes, that's for sure.
Win him over with the power of friendship? Ask him to please not kill any of us?
Yeah. More gifts to come if you don't assassinate us. No, I don't think that's the right way to go. I think we gotta take him out.
Well, in any case, the Countess should be made aware of what happened, especially if this is the potential source of international conflict.
I suspect that there might be kerfuffle at the castle. Remember, Serena, when you talked to the guards outside the house, they said something about especially what's been happening lately. Do you remember that comment?
no, but I believe you.
Yeah.
He definitely said that, and it did strike me as a bit odd. I wondered what they were referring to.
Well, I think we're about to find out when we head back. But chance favors the prepared, so I thought we'd all be mentally prepared as we head home.
All right. So I've had like 3 drinks, but that's all right. I'm ready to go.
All right. Sounds like you guys make your way back to the castle. Is it
Adam,
your... Yeah, go ahead.
just is a gold piece fair enough for what we purchased or for what I
Yeah,
purchased?
that would be overkill. If you did like 2 silver, that would cover everything.
Okay, yeah, okay.
All right, so making your way back to the castle, what is your intention? To go speak with Lord Tannen? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, to warn him that his nephew might be in danger.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I could put you guys back on the castle map. That's probably the easiest. Let's go ahead and put you there. So you guys make your way back to the castle after quite a bit of arrangements. I'll put you guys back over here. You see that Lord Tannen is still speaking with his nephew. You guys make your way back, and you're essentially just filling him in on what happened, or do you want to limit what you're explaining and only do specifics?
I mean, I would explain to him the gravity of the situation, that it's a necromancer that is tied up with some really bad people, They might easily come back to try to just kill him to tie it up.
You notice that as you're saying this, Blade is looking even more nervous in the back there, and you see Lord Tannen sort of nodding slowly, and he says, yes, the gravity of this situation cannot be overstated, though I wonder, it seems as though, perhaps we shall adjourn to the council chambers to discuss. Blade, you shall remain here. And you notice he sort of nods.
All right.
I'm gonna do an insight check to see if this guy is the woman in disguise.
Lord Tannen?
I'm kidding.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, now you're really leaping for it.
Look, I'm paranoid, okay? There was an attempt on my life that left me scarred and deformed. We gotta bring down the Republic.
Oh boy, that's bringing back visions. All right, so as Lord Tannen gets into the chambers and takes a seat, he will say, well, I'm glad that you were able to bring back this information, though I'm wondering, because you seem as though you're concerned for my nephew's safety, do you really think there's any reason for them to still target him? I mean, I don't think he's of any value to them. Did you find anything that gave you any sort of suspicion or thought that they would try to target him?
Only in the sense that, I mean, if it were me, and my assassination attempt failed, there's the potential that they would want to silence anyone involved to prevent information from leaking. But I admit it's an abundance of caution.
You see he nods. Well, I will certainly let his mother and father know of the circumstances surrounding this situation and let them know to take certain precautions, but I'm more concerned about the attempt on you, if I may say so, Counselor Saline. This was targeted at you. Have you been able to piece together why that is? Why is it that you think that is?
Well, I have no recollection of anything I did to personally provoke the mastermind behind this affair. But I suppose the only thing I can really think of is my status as a wizard in the prominence of Cariele's court. Eliminating me might restrict some of the Countess's options with respect to what she can do magically until she finds a replacement. I suppose it wouldn't be that hard, but I mean, I'm up there.
You see he nods slowly. Yes, I suppose that certainly could be a significant factor. Then again, all of you have your own talents and things. I guess I was hoping, and I suppose this was a silly hope, that there was much more of a solid connection, and we knew precisely why, but I understand that that's not always possible. Well, needless to say, I will certainly let my sister and her husband know to take precautions. But have you given other thoughts about how you wish to address this situation with the Countess? I mean, I've already sent her my letter to inform her of the concerns. I know some of you said that you wish to perhaps speak on your own behalfs, and I said feel free to do so if you wished. But just to try to get us all on the same page, what are your thoughts?
Well, at the very least, the Countess should be informed. If the person behind this is who we think it is, these matters that they're moving on could be of international import. So the regent should be made aware at the very least. But I'm curious to see how she will react and respond, if even she's interested in doing so.
The troops are ready to ride on his tower now.
A plan C, perhaps.
His tower? Of who do you speak?
Oh, did we not tell him that? I thought.
You guys haven't? If you want to, you certainly can, but I didn't hear anybody specify that.
I trust Lord Tannen. Anybody else disagree, Brian?
Yeah, I think there's something. I do. I nod. If you looked at me with that look, in the council, I'd nod, because I think he's something. I think he's good for us. I think he's trying to bang somebody like Ben's mom or something like that. I think there's something's different, but doesn't involve all this. Go ahead.
Gordon, I believe you have the note that we found on you. If you would like to share it with our treasurer.
I will. Well, we opened your mail, so you can open ours. Get it?
It wasn't
Smile.
addressed to us.
Smile a little bit. I'll hand it to him and have him read it.
You see he gives you a bit of a smirk as you say this, Gordon, and you see he opens it and looks at it. Very brief. It doesn't immediately come to mind what this means. Have you discerned anything else behind this message?
I'll just nod at Saline.
We believe that, given that this message was magically encoded when we found it, we believe this was written by an individual known as the Eyeless One, who has a tower somewhere in the Five Peaks. Yeah. And so
You see he
We
nods
think-
slowly.
we think he's the one who ordered my assassination and potentially others.
Well, if that is the case, that could mean many different bad things. First thing that comes to mind, though, yes, and you see he pulls out some sheaths of paper and starts sorting through them. Oh, that is right. That is what I was worried about. Well, if you're familiar with the records, the Eyeless One actually has a source holding in both Mountain's Edge and Riverford.
I seem to recall reading that several months ago.
From what I understand, they are very limited and not at all potent, those sources. So I don't think anything's really ever been done here, but this is going far beyond my expertise, but from what I understand, there's some way of connecting one more powerful source to a weaker source, and then you can use the power of the stronger source at the weaker source. Are you familiar with what I speak?
Yes.
I'm sure it's in the domain actions handout somewhere.
He nods slowly. Okay, well, you don't need to know all of the specifics on it, but just to say that that kind of a thing is possible. So this, well, if he indeed was having you targeted, I wonder if that is his plan, is to try to create that connection and then use some type of realm magic here in Cariele. Why in the world would he wish to, other than the just regular insanity of spellcasters? Regular insanity of evil spellcasters, of course. But is there anything else you can think of why he would be specifically angry at you all or Cariele?
When you guys found that cloak, was that anything? You guys take anybody off there?
What are you referring to?
When you found the orc that lost its eyes?
Oh, I see. You're doing a bit. No, I don't think that had anything to do with him. The only thing I can think of is Serena, the woman who attacked you, was also under the thrall of the Eyeless One, from what we've been able to gather. As far as I know, we still have her locked up, right? He could be mad about that, but as to why he would target me specifically when that was kind of a whole team thing, I'm not sure.
He's going for us one by one.
Wait, let's step back. You have somebody in custody right now that is a servant of the Eyeless One?
Not on purpose, but yes, enthralled by the eyeless one.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like the best connection we've found so far. I mean, that makes more sense to me than anything else. So, were you what was your plan for this captee? Were you holding them indefinitely, or?
I don't think we
Well,
got that far ahead.
I don't know about anybody else, but I suppose that I have voiced on more than one occasion the desire to try to break the curse that's on top, that's holding her to him.
Oh,
But I'm
that
not
would be
sure.
nice.
Well, I'm not sure how he would have heard about that though, and I haven't done it. So, I mean,
Oh, can you do it?
with preparation. Well, I could try. I don't. I have the remove curse spell on in my spell book.
I'd say let's give it a try.
It's a high level one, right?
Remove curse is a 3rd level spell. I'm not sure what specific curse he has afflicted her with.
I actually have it forever prepared.
Oh, well, la-di-da.
I can also bestow it. Did I know about this? Does Gordon know about this? Or was it before Gordon?
Definitely before Gordon. And just to give you guys a sense of time, this person has been in custody with you guys for 2.5 months.
Have we had the interrogator like going the whole time?
Well, they've revealed as much information as they could, and they provided that information to you guys, and then they said they essentially weren't able to get anything more unless you were asking for specific questions. But yeah, they revealed as much as they could to you.
Okay.
I can do it right now if you want.
They're lucky they still have their life.
Yeah, and if that doesn't work, the spell magic might work too.
I don't think it works on a. Well, yeah, with a magical effect. This probably the curse might be more apt. I only get one pop at this, so I gotta try it tomorrow morning.
Maybe so. Just keep in mind that if we do remove the curse, and if this is why he's upset with us, for holding his subject in captivity, then that will certainly stoke the flames even further. If we were to permanently remove her from his service.
Yeah, but we might be able to get more information from her. And like, if this isn't stopping anytime soon, I think we got to bring the fight to him. Unless he's like surrounded by troops.
And there's been no mention to release her, right? And any communique?
No. Just a necromancer.
Well, do you think if we pop the curse, that maybe she might give us more information?
I mean, it sounded like she didn't know what happened to her, but worth a try.
Yeah, I doubt she's kept abreast of all of her master's plans, but I mean,
But she said she sought out the eyeless one. So she knows how to get there.
that is true.
So there's a reward for the risk.
Wait, folks. I just want to make sure I'm not hearing what I think I'm hearing. You're not suggesting that you all wish to head in that direction on some trek across many miles to try to fight the eyeless one, are you?
Have you not met these guys? I mean, I've only known them for a short while. It's
The more
exactly what they're thinking about doing.
The more you try to discourage them, the more they're going to want to do it. But by all means, tell us why it's a terrible idea, because I'll probably agree with you.
Well, with that in mind, let me explain just how easy this would be. You see, he rolls out this map. So, if you think of where we're at now, the best information, which is really just rumors, has the Eyeless One's tower somewhere, I think, in the gorge. I would have to check, but I believe that's where. So you're talking about only 100 miles or so to get to the gorge, passing through many miles of various tribes of barbaric humanoids and ogres and orcs and orogs, all of those kind of fun things. There's even been rumors that there's a dragon somewhere in the mountains of the Five Peaks. Lifesbane, I believe they call him. You would have to pass through all of that, get to the gorge, find his tower, and then enter his tower and attack him as well. Is that what you're thinking?
That's exactly what these guys are thinking. Yep.
What some of us are thinking, but yes, when you
That
put it like that, it
sounds
does
so
sound
cool.
difficult, I was going to say, but cool is another possible word for it.
Serena, what do you think?
We know what Serena thinks.
And I'll do it laughingly. What do you think?
You know. I'm getting
Right.
tired of this guy trying to take us out.
Cross my arms, lean against the wall, and laugh to myself.
But I'm assuming that there's some sort of magical fighting that would need to be done once you reach a wizard's tower that perhaps all of my armies couldn't overcome.
Oh,
It would be a real
wait.
pain in the ass.
Are you thinking of declaring war on the Five Peaks and leading troops into there?
Well, of course I am.
Oh, okay. Well, that changes things even more drastically. So, reminder what our current forces are at the moment. We simply have 2 units of infantry, 1 unit of archers, and our mercenary irregulars. So, 4 units of troops. We don't know exactly how many forces are inside the Five Peaks, but I would be willing to bet there's at least 1 unit in each province. That's fairly typical, if not more. So, I would think you would probably want at least twice as many forces in our lands, not to mention that if you take all of our forces on a war into the Five Peaks, then who protects our lands? We all know that the goblins of Thurazor would just love for our borders to be free so they could easily just move on in.
Well, guess I better start assembling troops. That's what I'm hearing.
Well, before that, is there... I don't know how wise it is to poke and prod further, but is there a way we could diplomatically try to diplomatically contact this person and verify what it is he wants? It may be unwise to tip our hands that we know it's him, though.
From what I know, diplomatic entreaties to the Five Peaks are pretty much a lost cause. I mean, just getting somebody in there is half the battle. Each of the provinces of the Five Peaks is kind of its own mini domain, each one its own leader. So, I mean, you send somebody on a horse and try to go through there, they won't get more than a few miles before they're attacked and killed. Anything they have stolen, of course. I mean, your best bet, to be honest, would be maybe to reach out to Cerilia and ask them if they have any way of making a diplomatic entreaty on your behalf. They are closer to the gorge, which is where I believe his tower is.
Well, on that subject, what do we know about the Thane of Cerilia?
Oh, well, I can certainly see what kind of records we have on her. Thane of Cerilia. Yes, well, we have just very brief information. Her name is Thurien Donnells. She's the Thane and ruler of Cerilia. She is a priest of Halen, and she is very fanatical about her faith.
I looked at the party to see if we want to fill him in on the information we got about that assassination attempt. She says completely silently.
She's giving
Yes.
that look.
That silent communication look of all those words. Right.
Exactly.
I nod. Cat's out of the bag.
Sure. Well, that is the reason I ask is because we have recently received information that an assassination attempt was made on her as well, and It's not for certain, but there is a possibility that the eyeless one was involved in that as well. So perhaps they're doing an investigation on their end that might figure something out about this as well.
Okay, so you believe there was an assassination attempt on the Thane of Telenia, and you believe it originated from the Eyeless One?
The eyeless one's name was one of the potential perpetrators who was floated, based on our information.
I
But
see.
yeah, we're not certain it was them. But
I probably wouldn't mention it then if you choose to reach out to Telenia for assistance in this matter. Claim that you don't know, because if you did know, then it might look suspicious if you knew this information. But if you simply approach this as you're trying to get a message to the Eyeless One and could they help you on this matter, that might go over better. What I know of Telenia, just by reading these very brief notes, is that Telenia is a theocracy. Their whole kingdom is in devotion to their religion. I don't think that they would look fondly upon the Eyeless One or any of his ways of doing business. But if you were to explain this more as you seem to have maybe inadvertently angered him and you're trying to see if he has any interest in smoothing things over, that might go over more appropriately to the Thane.
what do you all think? It sounds like a step we could take in the right direction.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
Something to do while I'm amassing troops.
Yep. That's right. That's right.
Do we know where Helena Glory Bluff is?
You're asking that question of Lord Tannen?
Yeah, I guess so.
And repeat it for me one more time. You're asking if he knows where she's at?
Yeah, do we in general know she's still in the city and we can still contact her?
Lord Tannen will say, I'm not familiar with her whereabouts. No. Well, based on our conversation, then it sounds like you wish to arrange a messenger to Telenia and see if they can arrange some kind of communication with the Eyeless One on your behalf. I can certainly set that in motion. It essentially involves hiring a contact that would take that message to them. Based on what you can see on the map here, the easiest way to do that would be to go using the Goblins of Thurzor. We can get a contact there. You know, this is somebody, a goblin, obviously, that lives there that's not necessarily in league with the leader of Thurzor who would run our message for us. If you don't want to go that way, the Five Peaks, like I said, is really not really reliable. We could, of course, hire a boat to take a message down the river and then to Telenia, to the capital of Knowlton directly. That would be a little bit more expensive going the boat route. If you want to stick with land and you don't want to go through Thurzor and we can't go through the Five Peaks, then we're talking about going all the way through Moriad and then Alamier and then Turin and then Borun and then up to Telenia, which would take quite a long time.
How much do you think the boat would cost?
If I had to guess, I would say maybe we could get that for somewhere between 250 gold and 500 gold, somewhere in that realm.
It'll take about a week to get there, you think?
Somewhere in that. Yeah, something like that. Just getting a rough idea. Would be doing something like this. So about 215 miles ish, give or take. Weather, week, 2 weeks, but then you have to wait to hear back. So that could be round trip, total of 3 weeks, 4 weeks.
Is that enough time to get your troops up, huh, Serena?
Perhaps.
Hmm.
Or maybe the eyeless one will just be at this wedding and we can deal with them there.
That would be awkward.
He doesn't seem like the type that would be invited, but I mean, anything is possible.
All right. I think that's a good move. Do we have enough in the coffers to make this an official government sanctioned message?
You certainly do, counselors. The treasury certainly currently stands at 18 gold bars and 1,000 gold pieces.
I think it's important to get this moving. We cannot simply sit here and have ourselves be targeted over and over again. The sooner we deal with this, the better, I think. And I'm not just saying that because I was the victim this time. It could be any of you next time. We don't know yet.
Just watch your downtown activities.
I sleep with my swords. All right, agreed. Let's send the message. Find a boat for hire and let's get over there.
Okay, that is underway. Okay, so Lord Tannen, with that information, will get those preparations underway. He will also speak with the Countess and just make sure she's up to speed on what has occurred so far. Is there anything else you guys are wanting to resolve on this day, or are you guys able, or willing, I should say, to allow time to pass until the next important event?
Before Lord Tannen leaves, I will just hand him the message I sent you earlier. Obviously, I'm not gonna. It doesn't include the part where we got her.
I figured that part, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't want to rewrite it, but I mean,
Yeah,
revised to say something to the effect of, "We thought for sure she was dead, but somehow her body disappeared, and we're not quite sure how." But the rest, I will give it to Tannen. He's allowed to read it if he wishes. Out of fairness, since we made him show us his document.
Yeah, and the short version is if you're asking him to deliver it to her, then yes, he'll read it, because otherwise it could say almost anything, right? And you're asking him to give it to her, but he'll read it right in front of you, and then he'll just kind of read through it, and then you'll see he nods and he says, yep, understandable. I thank you for your words, counselor. I will make sure that the Countess gets this as well.
Of course, Sir Tannen. Thank you. There's nothing objectionable in there, right? I'm not going to be beheaded for anything I said.
No. In fact, I would say you have managed to handle this issue with grace and aplomb.
Thanks, I did it in 30 minutes before the session.
All right, so he will head off with that. If there's nothing else critical, then, guys, I'm going to advance us a bit here. So you guys spend the rest of the day tending to your own personal matters. The following day, not much of interest. The next following day, not much of interest. However, on the 12th, Catherine Lunadream has returned with her prisoner, Eldred Banford, in custody. She lets you know by message that he's been transferred to your prisons. The object that he had stolen from Moriad was indeed recovered, and she says she has that, and she'll give it to you once you summon her.
Buxel stands up straight and sends a message to summon her immediately, as soon as if it's not like in the middle of the night.
Nope, it is not. So yeah, you guys are wanting to meet her in the throne room, or how are you wanting to prepare for this?
You guys want to do it official in the throne room? Is this just like an official act on Moriad's behalf?
Well, what of the Moriad emissary? Are they here yet?
They have not
feel like
arrived yet.
When are we expecting them?
Based on what you were told, probably within the next few weeks.
Oh, we may not be here in that case. Yeah, do what you want. Do what you got to do, Blixel. I was going to suggest that uh, the emissary might want to be present for the exchange, and they can make arrangements to have it returned. But given that they're not here yet, yeah, we can do that, and maybe send a message to Moriad once we establish what we're gonna do.
All right. Yeah. So I guess we'll just receive her in the council room then. We don't need a right. Or do you guys want to make a big to do of it?
Nah.
I think the
room
council
sounds
chamber
better.
is fine.
All right. So yeah, we'll summon her to the council chamber.
Okay, you summon her to the council chambers, and before too long, at the appointed time on the 12th of the month, she does indeed arrive. As she arrives, you recognize her, having spoken with her briefly before. She looks similar, but perhaps a bit road weary. You can see she's got a little bit of a look of maybe strain or just lack of sleep on her face. But you see she steps through with a smile on her face, and she looks at all of you, and she says, "Well, it is good to see you all again. I am glad to say that I've been successful. The prisoner, as I informed you via note, has been transferred to your jails, and this was a complete success." You see she's holding on to this wrapped object in her hand.
Ah, you have really outdone yourself.
You notice she smiles and she nods and she says, "Well, thank you. Yes, it was a bit of a challenge tracking this individual down. They had quite a bit of a skill at avoiding detection, but all that meant was it took a bit more time. Nonetheless, surprisingly, this individual did not try to sell this object or failed when they did. So here it is." And you see she uncovers it as she lays a mithril breastplate onto the table here.
Oof. I can see why they would want such fine piece of armor.
And you'll see she nods and she says, "Yes, it is quite a lovely suit. It is very well designed. It looks wonderful."
You said the prisoner was brought to our jail here.
She nods. "Yes, I worked with your castle guard, explained exactly what had happened, and after some confirmations that this was approved by you, they did indeed take custody of him and had him imprisoned."
And did he give any indication as to why he took the piece? No, he didn't let you know.
He wasn't very chatty after I had to knock him out in order to capture him and start bringing him back. Really, when I asked him minor questions, he did the whole silent game for the most part. Every now and again he complained, but I just kicked him and he would go quiet. But no, I didn't get too many other details out of him, I'm afraid. But as I said, I was good to my word. I did indeed bring him back.
Yes, amazing. Well, Miss Luna Dream, um, we will definitely be using your services in the future.
You see, she
And
smiles. "Ah, that is exactly what I wanted to hear, counselor. So, well, I must say I'll be happy to take a few days off to rest and relax and get myself back up to 100%, but then I will be most willing to work on any tasks that you have involving my skill set, so I look forward to those. Has anything come up of urgency that perhaps you could use me on, or do I have that time to rest?"
well, there is some matters that have come up, but uh, they don't necessarily fit your skill set quite so much. I think it would be perhaps throwing you into an unwinnable situation. So, um, but I'm sure there's someone else that we can think of that we can need your help on. So, stay close.
You see,
We're
she
working on it.
nods
Enjoy your
slowly.
reprieve.
And then she smiles as you say that and nods towards you as well, saying, "Well, that is excellent then. Like I said, I'll take a few days and then I'll be back because Yes, I certainly hope you have some paying work for me. And you see she gives a wink. But all the best to yourselves and to Moriad. I'm assuming you're returning this, and I'm sure that will go over quite well. I'm glad to have played a small part in it.
Excellent. Quick question. In all your travels, have you ever encountered one called the Eyeless One?
Oh, I've heard of him, much as most people have, but encountered, no. No, I would have no interest in that. That sounds like a terrifying encounter.
Ah, okay. I just wanted to double check if you knew anything about him. He's a bit of an enigma that we're trying to figure out.
Yes, I have no doubt about that. Depending on who you speak with around the land, they have very many terrifying tales to tell of him. So, yeah, an enigma sounds like exactly how he would be described.
Well, and Blixel winks back at her. Great job out there.
She nods and says, "Yep, I'm looking forward to working with you again. Good day, counselors." And you see she turns and exits the council chambers.
Blixel starts clapping his hands together, and that's the end of that.
Well, we still have to return the breastplate. Do we want to draft a letter to Moriad? I could use magic to contact Lord Michael, but it seems like the proper channel would be to do this officially. The late Counselor Cathbad was responsible for that. Um, I would hate to impose, but Gordon, are you willing to take up the mantle, so to speak? Is that still something your player would be interested in doing?
Uh, yeah, yeah, sure. Anyone got a pen? Uh, I'd be happy to.
I don't know what pens are, but we have ample quills.
That'll work.
All right, let him know. We got this armor. We got the perp. We'll be finding out why they did it.
Uh, yeah, let me look back to the message that he sent real quick to see if he indicated whether he wanted uh, Banford returned to Moria, extradited to Moria for uh, what he did. I'm sure it's in there somewhere. We can figure it out.
Yeah, I'm looking now.
It seems like he just says he wants the stolen goods returned, but I'm quite certain that given that we captured the thief alive, he would probably want to dole out the punishment for however Moria does things.
Yeah, it says here, theft is something we do not tolerate. Well, we'll let them tolerate it or intolerate it.
You have such a way with words. I'm looking forward to how this one goes.
Oh, yeah, I know. I gotta really work on it.
You do run the risk, though, transporting a prisoner across that distance.
Well, perhaps we can hold him until the emissary arrives. I'm sure that I think he indicated that they would be coming with an escort, so perhaps the escort that it's like the puzzle with the dog and the cat and the mouse or whatever trying to cross the river. They can drop him off. They can drop off the emissary and take the prisoner back with them.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And in the meantime, we can have our interrogator talk to him.
Yeah, we could wait 3 weeks and maybe just send a letter with the emissary's security. Maybe I don't need to send it right away. How long
If
does it
well,
take anyway?
no, I feel like he should be informed as soon as possible. No,
How long
so
does
that
it take? A week, Adam? Do you think to get a message? No, less than that.
To get, well, again, if you're sending it by like horse, we've been a little bit ambiguous with the timing because we have a mechanism through Discord, obviously. But roughly, you can say following the road and then kind of doing one of these deals, 130 ish miles. So what's that, about 6-7 days, somewhere in that realm?
Yeah, I could send a letter. He probably hasn't left yet. It might be something you want to know about before they send the emissary up. Yeah, I'll write it up and I'll send it to in our magical Discord channel sometime in the next close of business tomorrow.
All right, look at us. We're doing diplomacy, everybody.
Woo! Gordon says.
Maybe just leave out the part where we tried to apprehend him the first time and screwed it up and horribly.
No,
And
results
Vin's
only.
Vin's favorite NPC died because of it.
Results only. That's what we're doing.
Exactly. Gotta look good for that.
Positive results only.
All right, with this matter handled, anything else urgent before we move to the next event?
I have one thing urgent. I'm going to type it in here.
Thanks for sharing. Remember to wash your hands.
Okay, as 2 more days pass by and we find ourselves on the 14th of the month, you get this strange sensation, saline and Blixel as well. It's hard to put your finger on it exactly, but it's almost like this hairs on the back of your neck kind of sticking up. You feel a bit out of sorts. Maybe you get like dry mouth every now and again. It's strange enough that like you kind of talk to your fellow counselors around you, and then you realize it's the two of you essentially that are having this sensation, this feeling. You're not really sure exactly why. That is until you receive a missive that the Countess wishes to speak with the counselors, and she will be coming to the council chambers this afternoon.
Okay. We can't exactly deny her, but yes, I would like to speak. I would like to speak to the countess.
Okay, so is there any kind of preparations you guys are wanting to make?
Make sure my ruined arm is bandaged properly.
Blixel like straightens his outfit out and combs his hair.
She means everyone, right? Not just the two of us.
Yes, she means everyone.
Okay.
Have I
All
showered?
right. I come back from what I was doing. What's going on? Where are we going next?
Completely
well,
your choice on that one, Serena.
The Countess is coming to see us.
Oh, cool.
I don't know why, but I get the strange sensation that we might be in trouble. I don't know.
Well, it's going to be fine. Fate's on our side.
I am a tingly.
All right, so you guys gather that afternoon in the council chambers, and right on time, you hear the sound of footsteps outside as guards lead the Countess to the door, open, and you see step in, examining the room, making sure there's nobody else here than just you all. Do a quick walk through of the council chambers, kind of eyeing different corners, that kind of thing. This takes about 20 minutes before they make their way back, and they escort the Countess in. As Milena, the Countess of Cariele, enters, you notice she motions with her hand, and you can see those guards, a couple of them stand just outside the door, but then the door is indeed closed, and she's here with just you all. You see she pulls a chair over from the side to be more in like the front of that horseshoe, not really at the table, but really at the mouth of it, and she sits down and she looks up at you all and she says, "We have a problem. I don't know if any of you have been able to feel it. I can feel it very strongly so, because I'm connected to the land as the Countess, but there is a ley line that is trying to be forged from Flood's Path to Riverford. Do you know what this means?"
Nope.
Someone's trying to steal the magic.
Someone is trying to connect the magic. It is clearly, being who we know owns that source in Flood's Path, it is the Eyeless One that is trying to forge a ley line from that domain to our domain. If this is successful, what that would mean is that he could use realm magic here in our capital. I think it's pretty clear to say we have to try to stop this any way that we can.
On it. What do I do?
It is going to require a very strong source of will to prevent this from happening. We're going to have to use what our resources we have at our hands to try to stop this. So she kind of goes on a little bit, explaining a little bit more of the details. Essentially, though, what this is going to boil down to is the attempt that is being made right now. You can fight against spending regency points. So right now, the DC to forge this ley line, you can think of it for the eyeless one, is a 10. And you can choose to spend regency points to make it harder for him to do so. Once you spend however many you decide, let's say you say you're going to spend 5, then he can choose to spend more to make it easier. And you basically bid back and forth until you either exhaust all your regency points or you say, nope, we don't want to spend anymore. And then the roll will be made. Is everybody following?
Ouch.
Yes. If you say you don't want to spend anymore, does that mean you didn't spend the amount?
No.
Or you spend what you spend. Okay.
You spend what you spend. So for right now, the DC is 10. So if you say you want to spend 5, the DC becomes 15. You've spent that 5, it's gone. Then he could say he wants to spend 14, making the DC a 1. And then you would say, okay, we're going to spend 10 to bring it back up to an 11, right? So anything you spend, it's spent as soon as you spend it.
Did she give any more details on why?
On why he's forging the ley line or why you need to fight against it?
Why forging the ley line?
So if you ask this question, she will say, well, clearly he intends to use realm magic in our province. Why, I don't know. I've got some guesses based on what I've been able to put together. Do you have any guesses?
Yes.
Needless to say, it's going to be bad. I can't imagine the eyeless one forging this and then benefiting us with some kind of positive magic. I think that would be pretty foolish to think.
Well, you've read Salin's letter, so that's what we suspect. It might have something to do with what's been happening in the last few days.
But specifically, why he would be encroaching on our domain is still lost on us. Regardless, it sounds very important to not let this happen, given what he's already done so far.
He nods. Yes, and I think it's clear to say in the more long term, assuming we can resist this, we need to destroy his sources in our land because he's proven himself to be a threat now.
Yes. Is there a way for us to seize control of them away from him?
Not exactly. However, we can disrupt and destroy them. And she kind of explains this more, which basically amounts to the contest at domain action can be used to contest sources or any holdings to break them down. All right, so getting to the actual bidding here at the moment, based on you guys' domain sheet, you have 24 regency points. The DC is currently 10. How many points, if any, would you like to spend to raise the DC for him?
And another benefit of this, does Milena know that... I guess let me ask you this. Is she asking us to use regency points? Is there like a... Will we have a stronger bond with Milena with more that we invest? Would she trust us more because we're actually doing something? That's my other question.
Well, I mean, I guess what I would say from a higher level point is that obviously you want to stop this from happening, but if you spend all your regency points to do that, even if that works, you don't know, then you would have no regency points to actually rule in this season, right? So you'd have 3 turns of not being able to do a whole lot because most domain actions do require regency points. So unfortunately, it's a bit subjective, right? You got to decide what you think is worthwhile, what you're willing to spend. You're not sure how important this is to him to get done. He might be going and be willing to spend every point he has because he really wants this done, in which case you'd be throwing points after nothing, right? Because he's basically going to burn all of them if he has to. But if he's more circumspect and maybe in his head he's thinking, okay, I might spend up to 10 or I might spend up to 15, right? So I guess the answer is she wants to make sure that this is not a success, because if it is, then the next turn he could literally cast a spell, and you don't know what that spell could be, but it could be very bad.
Okay. So it's showing our allegiance to Milena and us on the same page too. The more we go, I say 5 to start.
I would say even more. 8.
I would say, I mean, technically they're Milena's Regency points, but we're the players, so I mean, but the DC is currently 10. So if we were to spend 11 points, there's no modifiers to the roll as far as I know.
There's
So if we
not,
were to,
but just to clarify real quick, the most you can possibly set the DC to is 20. There's always a one, that 5% chance of success.
we couldn't set it to like 21 and then force his hand then.
No, the highest you can set it to is 20, and then he gets a chance to counterbid.
And then if he counterbids, could we then bid again?
You can. Yep.
Okay.
As long as you have points, it'll keep going like tit for tat like that until one, you say you're not doing more, and then it would stop.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. I was probably going to spend 10 anyway. And that's a good first, call a bluff in poker, right? Raise it to 20 and see how much he's willing to do it.
It would help us gauge how interested he is in making this happen.
Yeah, that's smart. Don't play poker with Jordan.
Okay, so what I'm going to ask for first is who would like to give me a blind check, and this is essentially going to be a free roll that I'm using to gauge how much Regency the Eyeless One is really trying to spend to get this done.
Bill.
Why me? I rolled good to find the gem the other day, remember? All right, I'm going to give you a blind check, Adam.
Let's see it. Okay, so I know exactly how many he's willing to spend max, and that that will help. So you guys, he's currently 10. How many are you willing to spend, or any?
10, right?
Yeah, I think we should make it 20 and see what he does.
All right, so you spend 10. He will then counterbid 6, lowering the DC to 14.
And we have 24.
Well, now you have 14 because you just spent 10.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable doing 4 more, but that's pretty much it.
I'm down. I'm down with 4.
But you guys want to do 6 more and just go straight back up to 20? We won't have much to work with, though. Those recency points are good.
How many more rounds do we have in this turn before we get our Regency back?
You just got it back. You have 3 full actions to take before you get it back.
Oh god.
Yeah. I do think we should make it more than 14, though.
For sure.
I think this is probably more important than a Regency thing we'll probably do too. If the Eyeless One wants to cast Evaporate Water on our domain.
Cast Megadeth. Yeah. I'd be willing to do the full 6, honestly, but it's up to you guys.
He didn't counter as much, so I think we don't need to do that. I say we go 4.
Yeah, I'm thinking 4. But then again, I mean, what's 2 more? But still,
It's the difference between a 5% chance and a 15% chance, so triple odds if we go 4. How lucky do you guys feel?
Oh, I never feel lucky, so,
All right, so we have Cerilia 6, Saline 6 and Blixley 6.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'd better be more safe than sorry.
All right,
Okay.
then
Well,
that's it.
6 then. Yep, that's it.
Gonna roll a 1.
All right, that's going to leave you guys with 8 Regency points. Who would like to be responsible for rolling this? And don't roll immediately, but just tell me who it is so I can explain.
Serena, I think she just voted. I think she just said she's it. I think that's what I just
I
read.
thought you guys wanted to win.
No, you need to roll because you have some crappy rolls lately too. So I think you're still in the funk. How do you feel?
Oh, we want to roll crappy? Oh, okay.
Well, no, you don't, because the DC is going to be 20, which means he only has one chance of winning this, which means if you roll a 1, he's successful.
Oh, so he's not counterbidding.
No, based on Taver's really amazing roll, the max he was willing to spend was 6. So after you spent and raised it back to a 20, he didn't want to spend more.
Okay, so this is for the actual thing. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, I'll roll. I don't care. I roll
Alright.
normally fine.
So roll a d20, you just don't want a 1.
Come on, Noah.
Oh my
God
god.
damn it! Are you fucking serious?
Okay,
Oh my god.
sometimes that's how it
No.
goes.
Oh my god, damn it!
Okay, so unfortunately, what this means is after you guys speak with the Countess and you do what you
Could've been me.
can to try to stop this forging of the ley line, against all odds, it is a success. There is now a magical connecting line between Flood's Path and Riverford.
How do I just go down there and like chop it up?
You can't. That's not actually possible. The only way to break a ley line is to contest the source in either province.
Well, that's gonna have to be what we do next, right? Before he gets his next turn, or do we even have an opportunity to do that?
You do indeed, yeah. So that essentially you can think of as being his domain action 1 in this season. You guys will be able to take your domain action. Basically, we line those up at the session of council. He won't be able to take another action to cast a spell unless he had a lieutenant that was also a spellcaster that could do that, then potentially. But most likely, you will have your opportunity to get your 1 domain action in to try to stop that.
Oh man.
Unreal.
So yeah, I know that's crazy.
That's how the dice roll.
No, I can't roll for these realm actions anymore. It has not been kind to me, I think, in general.
It is sometimes crazy how it works like that. But okay,
we couldn't get Pinot either twice.
yeah, you guys have not had great luck on your rolls on the domain action, that's for sure. All right, guys, so today's the 14th of the month. You have 6 days before the next session of council. Is there anything else you're wanting to do until we move to the next session of council?
Adam, since a few days have passed and since a few more days has passed, is there something I need to do with that noble guy?
Is it fair to say that you're willing to spend some of your time with him across these weeks and you've been dedicating like a couple hours to that activity?
Yes.
Okay, then we can assume that that's happening in the background.
Sounds good.
All right, and just because you guys mentioned it previously but probably forgot, I'll be so kind and just remind you, do you maybe want to have that gem identified?
Yeah, I was wondering if one of the people here can identify.
I am able to do so.
Yep.
Okay, so as you identify it, you might be somewhat surprised to discover this is actually a hero stone. It is known as the Rukion Hero Stone. Its area of focus is enchantment. Its bound item is chest clothing. And its ability is that when you spend a hero point for 1 minute thereafter, if you are attacked, you can spend a reaction to cause the clothing to emit a mental pulse, which distracts the attacker and makes that attack at disadvantage, or you get advantage on your defense roll against that attack.
Cool.
Nice.
What was it doing embedded in a roof of a random rundown house?
Very good question. All right, guys. Yeah, go ahead.
Put out. I was just gonna say, can we, over the intervening time, can we like ask around like about who used to own that house and like what happened to it?
Yes. Yep. Let me go ahead and jot a note down about that. Okay, that way I won't forget. But yeah, that's something you could do. That's not something that would require too much in the way of expenses, so it can easily be wrapped up in your domain maintenance fee.
I would say too, even though that's a nice gem, and even though I rolled so well to find it, which is fantastic, by the way, I just want to brag about that. And Adam did say I rolled real well just a few moments ago as well. Just bragging, of course. I do think this gem would probably be better for somebody else. And the reason is because I'm oftentimes, Tabard is oftentimes in.
Oftentimes, don't you mean always?
Well, not when I run out of key.
It's like
So
5 uses of patient defense, short rest, 5 uses of
that's right.
but
That's
right.
right.
It's a good strategy, absolutely.
Yeah, so I do think this is probably better for somebody else.
What about you, Celine?
Well, I mean, if you're offering, but I also have my own reactions that I can use to
Yeah, you can
protect
cast shield a
myself.
lot, you know. I was thinking Blixel or Serena may be best for them because they're more frontliners a lot, but that's up to you guys.
We
So-
already do have one of these things, though. Like, can we do more than one?
You
I have
could
a
certainly
question.
find out.
Did you say that if you use a hero point, then this happens?
Yes.
So I have to use, or someone has to use a hero point, and then if I'm attacked, so that activates the gem, and then if I'm attacked, then I can use, then this thing happens?
Yeah, correct. Yep. So you spend a hero point, and then for the next minute, this is in effect. But you basically, for the next 10 rounds, you always have a reaction to impose disadvantage on an attack.
No, then that's not for me. It's for the frontliners.
Yeah, that's why I was thinking Blixel, Serena maybe more
Yeah, 100%.
beneficial.
I mean, I would be next in line, but it's got to go through Serena and Blixel first.
We already have one, so
You have the same one?
Well,
no, I have that one that heals me.
I have one that turns me invisible.
They have different ones, but all of them activate on the use of a hero point. So I'm kind of thinking they probably don't stack, right? Unless, I mean, it's possible it could. We don't know the mechanics of it. We've never tried.
Yeah. And these were gifts from the elves to combat abominations.
Does somebody else want the healing one? Or wait, I think can it attune with somebody else?
So you might recall that essentially how these stones work is they have a bound item. So for the healing one, that is bound to a ring, and for the invisibility one, that is currently bound to a cloak. So if you don't have that cloak on your person, then you don't have the abilities of the hero stone, but the stone essentially fuses into the item when you know it and you use it in that fashion. So like this one, you would have to pick a piece of chest clothing, and then the stone would get infused into that.
And if I took off my cloak and gave it to somebody else, would they be able to use it?
You guys haven't tried that yet, but essentially what I'll say is after a short rest, yes, you could do that.
Well, does anyone want the turn invisible one? And I'll take this one because it is actually better for me. But
I could probably take the invisibility one because I also can go stealth into areas, so I can see where that could be an advantage. Or you
But-
can try to go ahead and do both.
Well, the invisibility one only works if you hold still, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Basically, if you
Oh.
hold still in one place, you stay invisible. So it's better for people trying to not get hit, hide, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's not me. I have a pretty good defense, overall.
Sounds like
on
Celine to
Tuesday.
me.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yep.
I mean, it might be a little big on you, Celine, but it's a pretty good cloak.
I mean, if you're sure, you've used it to good effect. Would you rather have?
I think we should spread them out instead of.
I'm worried.
piling.
Yeah,
I'm worried about crossing the streams, and
and I have a few other ways to go invisible.
well, Blixel, if that's what you want to do,
Sure, I'll try a new one.
All right, so for bookkeeping purposes, it sounds like Rukion is now with Blixel. And
Yes.
Priziost has now been moved to Celine.
No, you said it's a piece of chest clothing, or can it be like that? The Nihoadium breastplate that Blixel has.
It cannot be armor. It has to be like shirt, but that doesn't mean you can't wear armor over it. It's just the actual stone would be imbued into a shirt or a tabard, some kind of clothing on your chest.
Okay. So yeah, Blixel will get a lovely like embroidered purple and white shirt. I have it bound to
Of course
that.
you will.
That's right.
Okay, that'll do
For
the
the-
trick.
All
Okay,
right, this
so
is my psychic shirt.
so the stones have been updated. You guys have now found a total of 4 hero stones. One of them is not in your position, if you'll remember, because that was on Vin. However, you have the 3 others in your possession. And yeah, we are a bit over time here, folks. So a lot of activity today on the domain level, of course, and then cleaning up that house. So we will pick up next week. Just a quick forecast of what we're looking at next week. You guys have a few downtime days, essentially, where we'll kind of skip through like we've done today. Once you guys get to the 20th, that will be your next session of council. You'll have your domain action to take. You'll have petitioners. And then it's 4 days after that, that's the wedding. So pretty sure that after that session of council, you guys will be getting on the road pretty quickly after that and make your way up to Thosone. So if there's anything else you're thinking of that you want to do in the interim, make sure to shoot me a message in Discord. Otherwise, things will move at a normal pace. Hope you guys had a great time. Let me know if there's any questions, and we'll see everybody next week.
I just want to let people know that is my 3rd red card in a row that I got, and that would be just my luck to get that. Literally.
Well, the funny part is Celine had a red card also, and I didn't spend either one. So
No. It's just every week I've been fortunate to pull a red card.
What Noah and I just looked at the calendar. We're gonna be traveling next week.
And so will I. Yep.
okay, that sounds like that's a good session to cancel then. But let's wrap up here real quick on the recording. I'll close that out, and then we'll just do a quick details like that. So let me go ahead and close that off now. Thanks, everybody.